I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino is the name, and in this video, I got my player partner, JT Automations, aka JT Hustles.
Thank you for having me on, brother.
Yeah. He's in Atlanta right now, and so we were having a conversation here at the house.
Facts.
And it was basically about college. And JT had some very opposing views on college.
Yep.
And he was like, you know what? That's the video we need to do. So
absolutely, college is a waste of time unless whatever you're going to college for, it's illegal to do that without that degree. Like if you saying I'm going to college to make more money, it's a complete waste of time. Now, but the exception is like we know if you want to be a brain surgeon, you got to go through the process. If you want to be like whatever job where it's illegal to do what you do without a degree, of course. Like I ain't telling nobody to break the law, but if you ain't trying to do something that's like, I'm just trying to be legal, I just want to get some money, you wasting your time.
Okay, now, this has so many layers, right? We got to pull so many layers back. I am pro-college, right? But I also believe you should go to college for something you can use and not just to go to college just to be going to college, right?
Yep.
Now, you're saying it's a waste of time if you're going to college for something that you just absolutely have to have a degree for. But what about just getting a regular job, right? Like their employers.
Job is a waste of time.
Oh, so a job is, because that's where I was going with it, right? So are you saying, because the employers.
If your goal is to make money, let me prerequisite by that. Okay, so if we saying, and if you guys see me looking over here, like, hey, we doing this live. Yeah. Everything that I'm talking about, I'm willing to have a conversation with you guys live. Feel free to disagree, agree, questions, whatever. So, again, like, I just don't believe in it. Now, let me give you guys a little bit of my backstory because I'm not going to assume that you know who I am and you don't know if random people on the internet are even qualified to have these discussions.
Everybody know who you are.
So what I like to do is tell people, just for the benefit though, is like, I always say I did everything mama told you to do or whoever raised you told you to do. Like, go to school and make good grades. I was the first person in my family to get a master's degree, which is what I think only people with this experience is qualified to talk on it, right? So I got an associate's degree, got a bachelor's degree, I got a master's degree. All of it was a waste of time, right? I went and worked in corporate America for one of the biggest companies. I don't think it's the biggest, but Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger's company, is a waste of time, right? If anything, one of the most important things for me personally, which I know that this is controversial, it's not for everybody, but Casino did it as well, was like joining the military was something that's like super pivotal for me. If you're somebody that's like needing direction, needing discipline, structure, stuff like that. I
needed all that.
All right, yeah, me too. Like so I'm pro-military, right? But I even know that's not for everybody either. But what I'm saying though, if you saying I'm going to college because I want to make 6 figures or $1 million or whatever your goals are, it's a waste of time. If you're going to get a job because you say, hey, I just need to pay bills and make 6, 7 figures, in my opinion, it's a waste of time. Now, I'm not anti-job, I'm pro-happiness. So like, because I know people personally, like they work with older people, not because of the money, but because they just genuinely, they was raised around old people. They love helping old people, right? So to put it into context though, if it's about money, we wasting time.
If it's about money, we wasting time.
Yeah. If we going to college.
So what should we be doing if we're not going to college? I'm just trying to get it all.
So the money formula is value times leverage equals money. Okay. So we gotta develop a skill, but I don't think you gotta go to college for that. Like you can learn a skill in a lot of different ways. So I think that we need a skill, and we really need to understand like how is our skill valuable.
Okay. So if we're not getting a job, then we're basically starting a business, is what you're saying. Yep,
business or investing, like whatever. Everybody's starting on different financial planes.
Right. But like, let's say I'm starting from nothing.
Yep.
You're saying that going to college is not the best idea.
Absolutely not. Because if you ain't got nothing, I mean, if you got like really good grades, maybe you get a full ride scholarship, and if so, you just wasting your time for free. But if you like the average person and you taking out loans, you going into debt and wasting your time. Like,
okay, so you know what's crazy is like I've had this conversation before, but there was somebody I know. Well, I overheard some people talking, and it was a young lady talking to her friend, and she was saying, "Man, I really wish, I could go to college because I want to do this thing, but I can't go to college because I can't afford it."
Yeah.
Right? And
I'm for that. Like,
so I said, "Hey, why you say you can't afford college?" I stepped into that conversation, right? Why you say you can't afford college? She said, "Well, I'm from the hood. My folks ain't around. Like, I'm kind of doing my own thing. I ain't got no money." And I was like, college is probably free for you. And she was like, "What? That's not what everybody says. It's not what I hear." I said, No. College is probably free for you because you don't have money. Yeah. The people who got to pay for college are people who got money, But college is free if you don't have money. That alone was like the first time she ever heard anything like that. She was like, "Wait, you got to explain this to me." I said, "Have you ever heard of FAFSA? Get the Pell Grant. You don't have to go to a 4-year university straight out, straight out. You can go to a community college, try your hand at maybe a few different trades or something like that. But still, that's still going to college. Now, when you talk about going to get a trade, maybe a skill, I'm thinking you're still talking about maybe like go get your electrician, go get your plumber license or something.
Like if you like, do you like plumbing and electrical? Like, cause to me it depends on like why you doing it. Okay. Like if you doing it for money, you wasting time. But if you like you, I don't know, your granddaddy or daddy was in the trade and you just like for nostalgia reasons.
Yeah. So you're saying that
my uncle got one of the biggest general contracting companies in Charleston. I talk to myself for a living. I make way more money than him.
I feel that, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to have your
not thing. Everybody has to talk to themselves to make money.
I don't make nowhere close to the money he made from talking to this camera.
But everybody has a different skill, so I'm like, man, like you do need a skill, but value times leverage equals money. That's the money formula. It's not like job times 30 years. I know somebody personally, like I actually go to church with her. She did everything right, checked all the boxes, worked 20, 30 years. Now after she pays all her bills, she got like $39 a month left.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, but if you look at her life, like she wasn't strung out on drugs, she ain't have kids by a whole lot of different men and all of the stuff that you would assume somebody in this space would have done. Like she did what the vast majority of people do. Like, man, was a good person, work a regular 9-to-5 job, was educated, was married one time, had all your kids with this one person. Like all of that stuff that's on paper is like, okay, this is the recipe. But that's why, like, I mean, I'm unapologetically a believer. I don't know how religious people are, but we all heard like you reap what you sow, but a lot of people don't know the 4 laws of sowing. So one of the laws of sowing, just to oversimplify it, is you reap where you sow. So she never sold into her financial literacy, and she never reaped the harvest there, right? So let's say that I was broke, straight out of like, I don't know, jail, straight out of high school, and like my goal is to make $100,000 the quickest. Like me going to go sit in a classroom underneath somebody that probably never made $100,000 a year doing what they telling me to do don't really make sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for the person who's telling you, but that's what happens,
Yeah, like I mean,
you
like
can go to college and then the professor who never made $100,000 get you the credits that allow you to go off and get a position to make $100,000. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense for the professor to be sitting there. You're right. But, but the way the system is set up. But I mean,
and if you in the live chat, like put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us. Like I just want to make sure y'all can hear us. Okay, cause Casino got the best equipment ever. Like I just want to know if we coming in clear, let us know. And where you guys sit on it. All right. So again, the prerequisite is like if you like, I love what I do and it's against the law to practice medicine without this degree, so I'm going to college. Hey, I respect it. Or if even you like, man, hey, it's not against the law, but I really love this job. Money to the side. Like I just like what I do. All right, cool. But if you like,
Okay,
I got bills.
So I'm gonna say,
Shout out to Kiana McElroy.
Yeah, shout out
Don
to Kiana.
Petit Free. I got South Carolina education, y'all, so I'm gonna mess up your name.
I'm gonna call you Frary. Okay,
blame it on my head, not my heart.
Don Petit Frary. I hope that's right. I don't know. Shout
Who
out to
here?
y'all.
If anybody here went to college, right? Who here went to college with the goal of strictly just making more money? Has anyone?
Me.
Yeah, I did too though. Yeah,
that's the only goal I had was to make more money.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would go to school for something else if they come from poverty. I came from poverty, so like of course I'm gonna be trying to.
That's all we knew though, and I mean, and it was an old system that used to work.
Yeah.
Like, so it used to work.
And depending on like the career field that you're going to go into, it still works, right? But most of us who don't come from, like if you came from a household where your parents didn't really have degrees or they just got something or trade or maybe they even got a degree but they're not working in that space or whatever, they probably don't really know how to explain college to you because they just went to college like everybody else and nobody probably explained how to go to college to them. So you said you have an associate's, a bachelor's, and a master's.
Yep.
Okay, what's your associate's in?
Shoot, I don't even remember. Probably general studies or something.
General studies. What's
probably.
Your
political science,
political
bachelor's.
science, and then
Masters in public administration.
Okay, so those are all three different like degrees, and so a lot
I
of
wanted to be
people-
in politics.
Yeah, a lot of people will go get an associate's degree in political science, a bachelor's degree in political science, and a master's degree in political science.
Yeah.
Now, you got three of the same degree, technically, right? When they could have gotten multiple types of degrees. They could have gotten an associate's degree in nursing, bachelor's degree in political science, they could have got an MBA, they could have got a master's degree in psychology, anything else. But they don't know how to even go to college. It's so many things about the education system that people don't actually really even know. And so you're having the blind leading the blind.
Yep.
And then you see people say, well, college doesn't, this guy on Facebook, he posted that most millionaires don't have a degree. That's absolutely not true. 80% of millionaires have a degree. That thing that's stormy. Hold on, let me see.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Yeah. All right, cool. But yeah, 80% of millionaires have a degree, a bachelor's degree or higher, right? You're included, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I would say that we can contribute, since he wants to be controversial, I'm gonna say something he didn't think I was gonna say. I think that JT's entire success is rooted in the fact that he has those 3 degrees.
Yeah. I think Beyonce should leave Jay-Z and come marry me. Like,
hey,
that don't make it true.
Hey, but it is true though. It is true. It's true. You know why?
Why?
Because of confidence. Confidence is the game changer. There are jobs that people don't apply for. Like, for instance, the bank. You go right down here to Truist, probably go to Bank of America, probably go to any one of these other banks. Go down there to the bank. The bank manager, the person the branch manager or whatever, is more than likely, so I'm an accountant, right? So I go down there and I'm say, hey, what degree do you have? And I'm assuming he's gonna say a finance degree or accounting degree. He says, oh, I don't have a degree. You don't have a degree? He said, no, I just was here working and kind of just made my way up. I think he might have been a teller at some point. And it just over time, most of the branch managers have no degree, right? But people don't go apply for those positions. Why? Because they think you have to have a degree. So they don't have the confidence in self.
Shout out Alondra. Alondra, you don't got to.
Alondra, what happened?
I'm on your side, Alondra. You ain't got to withdraw. Alondra was like,
is not on your side.
I'm on her side.
What she say?
She said she was so confused. Is college worth it?
Yes.
What should she major in?
College is absolutely worth it.
What is your goal, right? I'm going to give you the right answer.
Here he goes.
What's your goal? Like, if you're like, I want to be a veterinarian and it's illegal to be a vet without it.
$100,000 a year at least.
Waste of time.
At least.
Waste of time.
at least $100,000 a year without the headache of trying to run a business or even trying to figure it out. It's easier to get a job. It just is.
Anything is a headache if you don't know how to do it right.
Yeah, but going to college is like going to be an employee is an easier process than starting a business.
I mean, if you don't know what you're doing,
I'm not saying that it's more rewarding. I'm saying that it can be more rewarding, but most businesses fail within the first 3 years, right?
Yep.
And most entrepreneurs brag about the fact that they were homeless. like for whatever reason, I don't know.
I was homeless.
See, but so that isn't. If you were looking for an easier process, that is not the ideal situation for most people. Most people can't stomach the grind to say, I'm going to figure this out even if I'm going to sleep in the car, even if I'm going to go to the shelter, I'm going to figure out how to make this work.
But I didn't go homeless because of entrepreneurship. I went homeless due to like conditioning, just due to like lack of financial literacy. So I'm just saying, like, I didn't know at that time. I came into I'm from the South. I know people watch this from all over the world. But in the South, I was conditioned with a certain small town country mindset that this is what it takes to be successful. And I didn't learn until years later that what's common sense for an employee is nonsense for an employer. So I was just saying, like, without knowing. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Pocket Watching with JT. Shout out to Casino.
With JT is another accountant.
Shout out to him.
So Pocket Watching with JT, tell us, what do you think? Was your degree helpful? Is all your training and education helpful? Let me go get this going. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
All right. We doing this live, and y'all can tell we just real Southern dudes talking. Prerequisite for anybody that just got into the room, right? I'm saying that if your goal is, I just want to make more money, like I just want to make enough money to pay my bills, or 6 figures and 7 figures, right? I don't think, well, I ain't even gonna say I think, because I did it already. Like, I know that going to college, unless you have to go to college to do what you're trying to do, is a waste of time, or unless you just love what you do. Like, now, the reason why many of us, myself included, went to college and thought that was the right way is because it used to be the right answer. Like, for our parents, our grandparents, I don't know how old your parents was, but like, my mom old enough to remember segregation. Like, my uncle in the other room,
my dad went to a segregated school.
Yeah, like they burned crosses in their yard. So like, back then, the level of opportunities that you had as an entrepreneur were stifled. Like, and there was no YouTube. There was no Amazon. There was no all the different ways that people can make money. Now, I'm not saying everybody got to be a YouTuber, but like, for depending on the age of your parents, but for my parents and many of us, their generation, you couldn't just be in your house and talk to the whole world and present an offer, right? It's like, it wasn't even a thing, right? But if somebody out there is like, hey, look, I like you're an accountant, you said he was an accountant as well.
Right.
If you like, okay, this is what I enjoy doing and it pays me the money that I need, cool. But I'm not gonna tell like somebody graduating high school or somebody like just out of prison or jail, if they say, okay, what are you trying, like, I'm gonna ask them, what are you trying to do? And they're like, hey man, I just wanna make enough money to do XYZ, or I wanna make 6 figures. Like, I'm not gonna tell that person necessarily go in this classroom for 2 to 4 to however long, depending on what they want to do, years. Like, we can really talk about just value. I know somebody completely unrelated to social media. Like, the first person that I met that made 6 figures, he had an 8th grade education. And he was from Africa, and I didn't even, like, from the South, you was either black or white. Like, I knew African American, I didn't know Africa, right? So my thing was like, man, seeing that okay, this person for a fact was like African, and then they say work ethic, and then Haitians, then everybody. So like, man, it's so many ways. I think if anything, the lazy way. Like, the lazy way to get stable, it ain't necessarily the best way, is like, you could go take some student loan money and go to college and live for 4 years, and then after you graduate, figure out how you gonna pay back the debt, get a house, get a car, do whatever, right?
Okay.
Where we at though? 'Cause I want to talk to the chat too.
Yeah, because let's go back to the top. So
appreciate everybody that's here.
Alondra says, yes, I'm confused. My main goal is to continue our small business and grow wealth. Also learn real estate. Okay.
You don't got to go to college to learn real estate.
You don't have to go to
Our
college.
small businesses in underground construction. All right, so I thought about going to college. I don't even know what underground construction is. I got South Carolina education.
Okay. And getting civil engineering, but I can't see myself in the corporate world. Sorry if that's off. So if you want to be an engineer, you're not gonna trade your way into that. You got to go to college for that.
Oh yeah. I'm with that though. Yeah, if it's against the law to do what you do without a degree, and that's what you want to do, then you like, I ain't trying to tell nobody to break the law to get it.
And okay, so also Damani Cooper says, I dropped out of college earlier this year and went to trade school to get my CDL. I got hired immediately and have my own place. Most of my friends graduated and are struggling to find a job. So that is, CDL to me is still going to school. So I still salute any kind of trade, any kind of, because you got a CDL, but you got a job. And so going and get certified or trained in any kind of way, whether or not it's a degree, whether or not it's a trade school, for me, that's still going and you're still going to school to get some kind of certification for an employer to hire you. He's basically talking about going a more entrepreneurial route where you'd be the person hiring the people with to drive the trucks, or you get a CDL and you drive for yourself, which is still fine, but
I would agree that because it's against the law, like at least in the states that I know of, to drive a rig without a CDL. Right. So so like I want people to understand like the prerequisite. So if you say I want to build like a super huge trucking company and make like, I don't know, $10 million a year with all of these trucks, hey, for sure, like you got to go to school if you're going to drive, and whoever your drivers are, they got to go to school, get their CDLs.
Yeah, Pocket Watching with JT says, absolutely, my degree is required to be a CFP. That's a certified financial planner. It gave me the training to give people personal financial advice. Pocket Watching with JT also says, I do agree there are many career paths that don't require college, trade school, and working from entry level with on-the-job training is great. That's true. But based on the numbers, college graduates make $1.2 million more than non-graduates over the course of their life. But you should get a degree in a useful major. Yeah,
I think that's why more of these discussions need to be had too. Because we didn't know. All right, and I don't know if you guys are in the South, in the North. Like I be thinking that the South just be different in child rearing. So like my mom, I was raised by a single mom. My mom never made more than $11 an hour. She worked in a daycare center. She had 6 kids. My grandma got Alzheimer's, moved in with us. So like, of course, when you under that much financial stress and you see people that seem to be doing better, because we didn't really know how people was living. Right. Like they got a college degree, they doing better, so go to college. So that's what I did, my brothers, one of my brothers did, my sisters did, right? But I want people to understand like value times leverage equals money. Okay. Because I know people that have 8th grade educations, no college degree, and they're making money. Right. So I just really want to dispel the myth that you have to go to college. That's why I'm saying if your goal is just I want to pay bills, I want to make 6 figures, even if you want to become a millionaire, like it's a lot of people that are millionaires that haven't went to college.
There are a lot, but a lot is because it's a lot of millionaires. But it's not likely that you're going to become a millionaire by not going to college.
I mean, but it's not likely you will make 6 figures if you get a college degree.
You're more likely than not, though. So 80% of millionaires have a degree, bachelor's degree or higher. Only 20% don't. So you have a 1 in 5 chance of not becoming a millionaire by not going to college. But because it's a lot of millionaires, and you say, let's say if it was 100 millionaires and 20 millionaires is a lot of millionaires in the same space. So we could say, man, it's a lot of millionaires who don't have a college degree, but it's 80 more millionaires who do, you know, and you're looking at 20.
But are we saying because they have a degree, they're a millionaire?
We're saying, so that's what I said about you. I said, I believe that your degree has a foundation, is part of the foundation as to why you're a millionaire.
I would disagree.
You would disagree because you're looking at it like, oh, I'm not even using those skill sets to do this thing. But I think that it builds confidence. Why haven't I ever applied for a job as a doctor? Because I don't have the confidence that I'm going to get the job to be a doctor because I didn't go to college for that. I don't feel that level of confidence. But anything else in the business world, I feel fully confident that I can apply for that because I have the degree for it. But I wasn't applying for those things until I got qualified for them.
Yeah, my confidence don't come from college though.
I think that it still has a base in it. The way you sit here and you say, man, college don't do nothing, man, I got that degree already.
Yeah,
you got that confidence, but you wouldn't have that same level of confidence if you didn't already have that degree because you could speak on the difference.
Yeah, like, well, no, but that's not confidence that, okay, this is why I'm successful because I got it. That's confidence that, like, I would think that it's not credible if somebody that's never been to any college at all came here and said you don't need college to get rich because they only saw one side of it. So they don't even know, okay, well, if you were a millionaire without college but you never went, what if you would have went to college and been worth 10 million, 20 million? Yeah. But because I've been on the corporate America side, the military side, like, and I excelled in all of them.
Confidence.
Yeah.
The military gave us confidence.
The military
all these things give us confidence. And
the church gives you confidence.
It could. It could also. But anyway,
we can say that about everything, though. Yeah,
the military included, right?
Yeah.
So, but like I will say that the example of what I'm referring to is, if you look at dangerous in like cities and areas, they usually have a high dropout rate. A higher level of society is scientifically proven to be a safer society. Even if me and you make the same amount of money, you don't have a degree and I have a degree, we make the same $20 an hour, we make the same $50 an hour, you are still more prone to violence than I am. Especially if we lose our jobs, because I still feel like I can go get another job somewhere else. Even
I
though
don't agree with that though.
You may not agree with it, but the numbers are the numbers. You can look it up.
Like, just because I don't have a degree, I'm more violent?
Yes. You look up in Georgia, not just degree, education, levels of education.
Okay, yeah.
Education, right? So a higher...
But we're not going to say that college is the only way to get educated, though.
No, but we're specifically speaking on education from the stance of traditional school.
Yeah, but you blending it like oh, okay, in order to be a millionaire, since 80% of them got a college degree, you got to go get a college degree.
I'm just talking about the fact that
to be nonviolent. Like, these can be mutually exclusive.
They could be, but they aren't.
No, I'm saying like you can have it, but because you got a degree. Because think about this, like how many people have a college degree that's not a millionaire? So if it was like, okay, 80% of the people, it's way more than 20% of people that have a college degree. No, I'm talking about out of all of the people that
don't have a degree.
No, the people.
Okay, you said they do have a degree.
So we're saying 80% of all millionaires have some sort of education, some sort of degree.
Bachelor's degree or higher.
Yeah. But if we compare everybody that has a degree and compare to how many of them are millionaires, like it wouldn't even make sense.
Yeah, but
we can't say like, because you got a degree.
No, but it increases the chance. That's what he was just saying, that on average, you make $1.2 million more over the course of your life from people who have a high school diploma versus people who have a bachelor's degree.
I think that comes from being undereducated, yes, but not college.
No, that comes from being able to get jobs. Okay, for instance, if you're trying to compare somebody who got a high school diploma to somebody who's a surgeon who's making $500,000 a year, all those surgeons all have degrees, right? All those, every doctor has a degree, right? And so you're comparing
a 17-year-old to probably a 30-something-year-old.
No. I'm talking about you compare 40-year-olds to 40-year-olds.
Oh, I thought you said somebody.
But the 40-year-old has a high school diploma, right? And I don't know what he does. Maybe work at a local factory. No shade at nobody working at a local factory. But the surgeon that lives in town, who's making $500,000 a year, and then at the same table that he's sitting at, he's getting ready to send his son to college, right? He's telling his son, you're going to be a doctor. Yeah. And his son is sitting at the table, And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a doctor. You know, they eating dinner and they going over like what it's like, and he take him to work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the guy who works at the factory, he takes his son to work. He goes to the local factory, and he says, son, you need to get a job. You need to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're gonna want to change this, right?
Yeah.
And the son says, no, you seem to be living fine. I'm gonna go work here at the factory.
Yeah.
Now the other man, his son, they the same age.
Yeah.
He goes, he becomes a doctor. And this cycle repeats and repeats, and their family's wealth goes further and further away. You know,
so knowledge is the prerequisite.
Yeah.
But we were talking about college,
right? Because
we're again
college
blending
allowed
it,
them
saying
to
like
college allowed them to get positions in order for them to get higher salaries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
now, when they do their investment, however they use their investment, because I'm not saying that you can't work in
y'all let me know if we making sense to y'all. Because casino is trying to blend it. Like, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Go ahead. So I do agree, knowledge is necessary for you to, you know, improve your financial situation.
Yes. And I believe,
but I'm coming from the angle of
that it has confidence. It gives you more confidence to go out and do other things.
Yeah,
to go out and start that business.
I'm saying that college is not the only way. I'm also saying that I don't think college is the best way, unless you're saying like it's against the law for me. Pocket watching with JT said it's required for him to do what he do. Yeah. So if somebody was like, I want to do this, like it's required to have your CDL. So for those people that say this is what I want to do, this is required 100%. Like you should do it. But if he would have said, I want to make enough money to drive this kind of car, live in this kind of house, make this much money, right? And I think that there is a ton of people that have like more lifestyle goals than professional goals. Like they settle for, or maybe not even settle for is the best word, but they say, I'll do this, but I'm not doing this because I enjoy it. And I think that you're going to spend too much time in your life doing something you dislike just because it yields you the lifestyle that you want. So we can there's so many, especially with YouTube, and YouTube, of course, I'm biased because I'm a YouTuber,
of course.
But there's TikTokers, Facebook, I'm sure there's people on every platform that do it. But there's so much free information. I don't know if my grandmother I know for a fact they did. My grandmother, mother, prior generations, you had to go to college or you had to go to the library. Or you had to college. No, I'm talking about to get access to the information. Like the same information you could get access to from your phone.
They had to go to a library somewhere. They had to go.
I'm not a dog breeder by any stretch of the imagination, right? But I do believe in investing in a variety of assets, right? So I recently had puppies 2 days ago. I'm not a dog breeder. Yeah. I'm just a guy that got dogs and they had puppies because I know it's gonna be some diehard Atlanta breeders that's you ain't repping our set, right? But the dogs I got, that litter alone is $20,000.
Right.
If I wanted to do it as a business, I could do $100,000 a year off a dog breed. Now I don't like dogs that much, but I'm just saying you could go on your phone and learn a skill, apply the skill, and have the lifestyle that you want with the professional means of doing it. All right, because I'm really big on regret. So I became an entrepreneur at 24. I'm 33, and the reason why was for arguably a crazy reason. And what I mean is that's back when we thought retirement age was 65. You remember that? Yeah. I don't even know if it's a number now, but that's back when we thought retirement age was 65. So I was 24, and I used to get morning sickness. I was a pregnant woman or something. I used to really feel physically sick in the morning, going to work man, I hate this. And I had a corporate America job.
I feel that though.
Yeah, I had a corporate America job. They gave me an 18-month guarantee. I was an assistant ops manager, moved up to an ops manager, working for, like I said, Berkshire Hathaway. So on paper, bro, what you mad about, what you sad about? And I'm I couldn't even articulate it. I just was man, I just don't like how I feel in this environment. So at 24, I decided, you know what, I'm going to quit cold turkey, and I will pursue my passions to age 30. And even if I'm broke, homeless, fail horribly for the next 6 years, I could get a job at Walmart, right? Not that I'm recommending that that's a great career, but I'm just saying, I could get a job at Walmart or somewhere that's basic, work there for 35 years. At 65, which is what we thought was going to be the age when we retire, at 65, I could retire with my peers.
Just like with everybody else.
And have no regret, though. And not wonder, like, what if I would have did this, did that. Like, by the grace of God.
It worked out.
Now, but it got worse. It got worse before it got better. Because at that time, like, I became an entrepreneur in 2014. I didn't come to the internet talking about it until 2017. And the people that were the who's who in financial literacy that look like us, like they are not even. Like, I don't want to say the wrong word. They not even like that no more. So when I came on YouTube, the who's who that looked like you were Mr. Jay Morrison.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just being real.
Oh, Lord.
Like,
hey, I can watch you with JT.
No disrespect to any man, so I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I'm just telling you the truth. When back in the day, if you came on YouTube and wanted to learn financial literacy, there was a man by the name of Mr. Jay Morrison. There was a man by the name of Dr. Boyce Watson. Oh, Lord. Watkins or Watson. I apologize if I messed up your name. And like, really, there were other people that were like up and coming. Max Maxwell was small then. Max Maxwell, you know, was a great content creator. But I'm just saying, like, back then, if you wanted to come, because at the time I had a social bias, I had a cultural bias, just like many people that, like, before my mindset changed, I wanted to hear somebody tell me how to be successful that looked like me. And at that time, you know, I don't even stay up to date with all the drama. I hear what everybody else hear, but I ain't got nothing. I don't have no opinion about them men. I wish them the best, and I wish everybody the best. But because I ain't even tried to go that way. But I'm just saying, at this time, these guys were the goats. Right. Like, if you wanted to come on YouTube, like hindsight 2020, you could say whatever about them now because they might have did whatever.
They influenced us all.
But back then, if you was an African American male that wanted to see African American men that you believed had it, you watching one of them too.
That's a fact.
Like, fast forward to now, how many African American males are on YouTube? Everybody got a Rolls Royce except me. Everybody got a Lamborghini except me. Like, everybody, you know, everybody can tell you how to make $250,000 in a day except me. Like, so, I mean, and I came in the game on some like, okay, I'm gonna just talk about what I know, not even doing it for money. So like the first 8 months I was on YouTube, I ain't make a dime. My first YouTube check was $400. I was taking care of my bills and stuff off of I had a transportation company as an independent courier. I had learned how to resell online. I was going crazy on eBay, like simple stuff, right? And I'm being transparent with you guys because I think we live in a society now where like everybody is on some like
smoke and mirrors, man.
I don't know what they do. Like, I'm just, but I think we live in a society today where I feel like, man, a lot of people, they just make it harder than what it has to be, right? So if you are somebody, for example, that says, hey, I'm comfortable with $80,000 a year. I think if anything, the internet makes everybody feel like you got to be a trillionaire or you a failure. Like, but there's a lot of people out there that if your house was paid off, if your car was paid off, and you don't got to live in the hood, and you ain't got to drive a Pinto, but if you had a nice enough house for you, nice enough car for you, and made $80,000 a year, there's a ton of people that would be happy with that life.
And make $80,000 a year. People want that and be paying mortgage.
But I'm saying through entrepreneurship, like, you know what I mean? Because I think so many people, they hit you with I'm gonna make you a millionaire, I'm gonna make you six figures, and I'm gonna take part responsibility in it because I'm in the space too. Like, but I also remember that, man, I was killing it on eBay. I was killing it as an independent courier. I was killing it with having my own website. This was before Shopify. Shopify might have existed, but it wasn't at scale. Like, so circling back around to all the viewers here, because I want to involve you all, like, what we're saying, if anybody just got into the room, is I don't think that college is the prerequisite for success. I think that college is a waste of time unless you're saying what I want to do is illegal without a college degree, or if you say I love this job and like, or I love this college experience, because I even heard people say that I got a friend of mine that's big in politics. I don't know if that's considered entrepreneurship or business or a gray area or whatever. But he went to college because he wanted to pledge the same fraternity as his father. So he went to school for history. Like, he ain't a history teacher or nothing like that. He just was like, hey, I want to go to a HBCU. Yeah. I want to be a Sigma man because I was raised by my mama and daddy, but my dad was a big influence on me. So that's why he went. Okay. Always been a hustler, legitimately hustler. Yeah. I'm sure this audience is mature enough to know when I say hustler, I ain't saying illegal, but always made money legitimately without a job, hustler. All right, and is doing really well. Bought houses. Yeah. First person I seen buy a house cash. Like,
he the first person I saw do that.
Yeah, like I mean, debt free. Like, we got a little bit of debt, but I'm like, we could pay off all our debt today. It ain't 6-7 figures worth of debt. On all of our real estate debt free. Like, own our cars, own our houses, own our businesses, like, help communities, like, help cities. Like, so what I'm saying, and you guys talk to us in the live chat as well, is like, are you doing what you do now because you love it? If you doing what you do now because you love it, put a 1 in the chat. If you doing what you do now because you got bills, put a 2 in the chat.
Let me put a 2 in the chat. Because here I go. I don't actually believe in following your passion.
Yeah.
I don't.
I do, but
I think it's great if you do. Yeah, but I don't actually believe in it, and it's working for you, and it's amazing.
I think it's
so many people following the passion, and it's going nowhere, and it's like you gotta wake up.
Guided passion.
You gotta wake up at some point and go do something for your family. You got kids to take care of and stuff like that. So it's great if you are able to do the thing that you want. Like, this is my passion. I don't get no money from this at all. Like, like, I can show you my AdSense is like $138 for this month. It's like nothing. My light bill is more than that.
I mean, this is your passion, but not this.
This is. If I could just sit and talk and interact with people, I would love this.
Like, this is, like, you're great at this. But
this is what I like to do.
This is not your passion, though.
This is.
Like, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm going to tell Casino personal. Like, bro, you're more into the tech stuff. You're more into the behind-the-scenes stuff than the showing up every day, twice a day. Like, hey, if you say I'm going to show up every day, at least 2 times a day, and I'm going to give you start to finish how to, whatever it is you want to teach them, how to get a corporate job, how to get a degree, how to pass your, I don't know the prerequisites of becoming an accountant. But if you showed up like, hey, no days off, like, because one, I take offense for you can't say this your passion when you sitting in the presence of somebody that's really a dog with it. Like, you can't lie to me, Casino.
You a dog with it, but like,
I did 4 to 6 videos a day them 8 months. Okay. I slept 3 hours a night. That's how bad I wanted it.
I get it. I've been through all that though. I done did all that.
Like, nah, you ain't.
I got 700 videos, 700 some videos. I ain't got as many videos as you, but yeah, when I see you say, hey, I'm doing this many videos
I'm going to do it to it work. Like, to me, passion is money to the side. I'm going to do it to it work.
Yeah, but like, I was also going to work. I was also doing these other things. I was too. I did the videos. I did the videos.
Like, you did them. Like, bro, I ran the courier business.
Me raise the standard of whatever I was doing.
But I ran the courier business. I ran an eBay business, a Macari business, which sounds small, but these was like full-time income businesses. Yeah. Like, I had my own website back in the day. I was the merchandiser. What's a simpler way to say it? Well, y'all probably know what it is. Y'all college graduates. Yeah. Like, so I had a merchandising business where I would send the Kid and Play used to do something called the I Love the 90s tour. Okay. I used to be behind the scenes. I ain't had no social media presence. I was the guy that would just send a DJ, because you know, like, when you on that level, I ain't gonna lie, like, I had a direct line, but like, I would send what they wanted to the DJ. Yeah. They would wear it, they would sell some of it, like, it would trickle downhill. I would benefit from it too. Yeah. Like, like, that's a whole nother long drawn out video. But the point of the matter is bringing it back home. Let me see. Okay, it's way too many people in here. Hey, it's way too many people in. So talk to us.
3 responses.
Yeah, like,
well, matter of fact, one of the responses, man, we only got 2 responses.
So my thing though is like, time is your most valuable asset, and you guys could be doing anything right now. It's after midnight. Like, you guys could be I ain't gonna say that it's after hours. Like, you guys can be doing anything though at this time of night. Yeah. But you tuning into something that's related to like personal development, whether it's college entrepreneurship or whatever. And like, I know Casino does sincerely have a heart to like help people. I sincerely have a heart to help people. Like, and which is why I'm even in Atlanta. Like, I live in North Carolina. Like, I came to Atlanta because like Atlanta is like the mecca of entrepreneurs. I'm trying to meet with everybody that's on my Instagram feed that's killing it. I'm like, hey, let's sit down. Let me see, like, you know what I mean? Let me what I'm doing wrong. Right? I know how to make a little money, but I ain't shoot. Like, but anyway though, what it's saying so far? But I do want to know. Shout out to all the
so
fraternities and sorority people that see this.
Do you guys
What's up, TL? Go ahead.
Do you guys believe you should follow your passion?
I think it should be a guided passion. What I mean by that is like, so I don't believe in raising your kids that they can be whatever it is that they want to be, because like my daughter's 6. If I say what you want to be, she gonna be like a unicorn princess. So of course, like, and even as she gets older, like she's 6 though. So I'm like, but even as she grows and matures, like, you know, I'm going to influence her as much as possible. She in the house with me, like, but also like other, like the media is, as much as we could like try to restrict that, they're going to see certain things, like the environment is going to influence them. She's in gymnastics, she's in private school, we go to events.
But you know what's crazy though? In the time that we living in, this is just a side note. My son he was born in 2009. One day, he's probably like 5 or 6 or 7, something like that. No, he was getting ready to turn. He was either 7, getting ready to turn 8, or something like that. But he was like, you know, a little boy running around. And so Obama like was like about to leave office. They were trying to, you know, they were getting ready to do the election, and it was clear there was going to be a white president. Right. My son says, "Dad, what's it like having a white president?" Obama had been president his whole life. He'd never known anything else. Right? It was like the exact reverse
of everybody else
that we grew up thinking, what's it like having a black president? Right? But that's when I said, dang, you know, they live in an entirely different world. So if your daughter says she wants to be a purple prince, a purple unicorn in today's world, she can't identify. She can self-identify.
Somebody's daughter can. Somebody's daughter can. Not mine, but somebody's daughter. Like you all's kid can.
No rules, though, boy.
You all's kid can be whatever you want you all kids to be, or allow them to be.
Listen, they can self-identify as anything, mermaids, whatever they want. It's
even if my daughter says, hey, I want to go to college, we'll have the conversation. Like, she like, okay, I don't like how the legal system is prejudiced towards whatever, so I want to be an attorney, I want to be a judge. Okay, I support you 100%. We'll find a college, whichever one is the best for that career path. And I'm a financer. Like if she say I want to work on brains, well, you can't work on brains at my kitchen table. You gotta go learn how to do it.
You gotta do something like that.
But if she be like, you know, I wanna be a millionaire, or I wanna make 6 figures, and I wanna drive a nice car.
If money is the only motivation.
She not doing
even
it.
Then, I would say go to college. Even then. So my son, right? My son, I say, hey, all his life he knows, I don't care if he goes to college, as long as he figures out a way to make, you know, like $1 million. If he figures out how to make $1 million, he ain't got to go to college, right? Outside of the legal way, right? As long as he can.
That's the prerequisite for all of this.
If he starts a business and he's able to grow it, and he's able to do this and that, or if he does IT stuff or whatever, whatever he's able to do, if he can trade cars or whatever, I don't care. But I say, if you turn 18 and you haven't figured that out yet, and while you're still figuring that out, you're going to college.
That's messed up, though.
Why?
Well, that's your kid, so that's the. And you my dog, so personally, that's not messed up. You do whatever you want your kid.
Why would that be messed up?
But generally speaking,
like, why would that be messed up? Think about it.
Like my thing is like, okay, I didn't hear you say what his goal was.
His goal is to make money. So for him being his goal,
do you have to go ahead?
He has the best chance of making over $1 million more over the course of his life by going to college So it makes sense for him to go to college.
Do you have to go to college to be a government contractor?
No, you don't.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that he'll be successful in doing that, you know?
Yeah.
So until he figures out, because he could be a government contractor without going to college, but until he figures that out, he needs to go.
Yeah. Can you be a real estate investor? Can you be a content creator? Can you own an e-commerce brand? Oh, that was quick.
Speaking about being a real estate investor, right?
Yeah.
When I bought this house that we in right now, they wanted to see my college transcript, and I had to have a job, of course. And if I had my own company,
Because you didn't buy it cash.
right? Because imagine
You should have just bought it cash.
So for me to be able to buy it cash, right? I still needed to stay somewhere, right?
Nah, to buy a house cash?
No. I still need to live somewhere until I'm able to have the money to buy a house cash, which I have never had the amount of money to buy a house cash.
But he will, though. You in the right circle.
Right. But that's still a harder road, right? That's still, when I say a harder road, I'm saying most businesses fail before, within the first 3 years.
Yep.
Right?
Because we're not taught to be entrepreneurs.
Right.
So in anything,
so I
it's
learned
like
to be a whole new thing that I don't know anybody who, so it's a harder road.
If you were from the time you were born to whatever age you are now, if mama, grandma, whoever raised you said, make good grades, get a good job, do that, and then you become an entrepreneur at 20, 30, 40, whatever age, it don't matter. Like now, there's a lot of it's all mental. All money, in my opinion, is all mental. So your mindset, even though I could be saying, hey, look, you don't have to go to college to become a millionaire. I know people that have 8th grade educations that make millions. Richest person I know is worth $80 million and is illiterate to a certain extent. Like they got a team, of course, and they can read enough. But you ain't want them to read to your elementary school. But like that being said, it's like I could say that, but what people hear and what I said is different. So I tell people all the time is that we can have a language barrier even though we both speak the same language. So some people heard so forget what my mama said, forget what grandma said. And I'm like, I'm not saying none of that because we live in an evergreen market, an evergreen society. Like life is changing. Like I said, my mom was raised in segregation, my uncles, so they didn't have access to the information that we have. They didn't have access to the resources that we have. I know a lot of us still feel like today we got discrimination, racism, and all of that. But when the last time you heard somebody had a cross burnt in their yard? When the last time you heard, the police just for no reason at all can come do some weird stuff. Like we hear stories all the time, but I'm not generalizing police or any other race of people, but I'm just saying we all know this ain't new information that the opportunities that we have now are different than the opportunities that our ancestors had. So I enjoy having these conversations. I'm willing to have them a million times. I wish more people were not afraid to have these conversations to say, hey, look, if your goal is just to make more money and you're not I love this, I want to do this, or it's against the law for me to do this without this degree, then hey, let's talk about it. And I'm saying
let's look at other avenues, right? Let's look at all the different avenues, right? Because there's positions that, when we talk, right, and you got somebody who may be an entrepreneur, right, and they may make a lot of money being an entrepreneur, right? Because typically those are the only stories we hear about. Is the people who made a lot of money, right? In pretty much any field, though. But no, it's way different because in accounting
we don't talk about the broke doctors. I know a broke doctor.
You know a broke doctor.
I know broke dentists.
But it's not. I know it's not the majority of them that are broke.
It's not the majority
of entrepreneurs are broke.
Well, it's not the majority of them
so broke.
It's not
crazy.
It's not the majority of them. Well, it is a lot of broke entrepreneurs. I'm not gonna lie. But it's not.
We hear about the superstars, right?
Yeah, but even in any industry, it's like. For me, I was a millionaire before I shared the story that I was broke and homeless because it was embarrassing at that time because I was homeless, sleeping on the side of Interstate 95. I had a $60,000 job offer. And I was like, nah, like I down the side of the road before I go. You know what I mean? Like I told myself.
See, that's different.
But
that's a different thing here.
But I told myself at 24.
60.
Yeah, like I mean,
I'm going to get that 60.
But I told myself at 24, I'm gonna do this till I'm 30.
Yeah, okay.
And if you break your word to yourself, like
I never made that word to myself.
Yeah. You didn't. You didn't.
I came from the bottom, man. I ain't trying to go back. You know what I mean?
But since I understand, like, and even at that time, I didn't know how powerful mindset was. I just knew that, like, hey, if you don't keep your word with yourself, like, how can you expect to be good in business? Like, to me, and of course, I would say even in social media, right, in the financial literacy space, you will hear about somebody that does a scam or is lying about where they stay or whatever it is. Like, I ain't trying to personalize nothing because I ain't that type of person. Like, but you will hear about that before you hear about JT Automations, Casino is the name, Martin Extraordinaire. Like, these are people that you like
grind up.
So I'm like, man, but in any space now, I think that if we were to poll, like, which only YouTube probably has the data to do it, but if we were YouTube and we had the ability to poll, like, okay, out of all of the people that are like consistently preaching entrepreneurship, let's say they've been doing it for at least the past 3 years or longer, not somebody that just like, hey, I think you make a lot of money doing this, so let me start talking about it. But who has been doing entrepreneurship consistently, vocal about it for the last 3 years or longer, right? Like, because it ain't, like, YouTube is still fairly new, like 2005, I think it was. So we can't be like the last 20 years because I'm like, man, it ain't old enough yet.
Right.
But anyway, back to the point, I think if we actually were to poll all of them, there are way more legitimate people, but legitimate entrepreneurship, for a lot of people, it's not sexy. Most entrepreneurs fail due to lack of knowledge, lack of mentorship.
A lot of reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons.
Like, so it's but I still think that if we, and it might take years before this is at scale, if we as a community started to embrace legitimate entrepreneurship, like, there is no reason why. Bruh, I think on average, like, I don't got the number in front of me, it's like something like 600,000 first generation new millionaires are created that didn't inherit money or something that. That means everybody on your channel can become a millionaire.
Absolutely.
And like, like everybody on my channel, it's like 324,000 people.
But if we look up millionaires, right, let me just show you this. I'm going to show you something real quick.
What you guys thoughts on this topic? Shout out to all 74 people that's here. I think it says 74 people. Like, you guys know I got on glasses and the screen is way over there. So, hey, appreciate everybody that's here. Please smash the like button. So, kind of back to what JT was just talking about, right? And by the way, it is a little weird having two JTs on here. Hey, shout out to him.
So, you see that? Now, when he just brought up, you said 600,000?
That was my guess. What was, you looked up their actual number?
No, not the actual number. But when we talk about millionaires, right, people forget that there are people who are regular employees who are millionaires.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it's like, when you think of entrepreneur, you think millionaire, when really it's kind of the opposite. You probably should think either billionaire or broke, because they're either way up or they're way, way down. But millionaires, you're more likely to become a millionaire by having a college degree and also by having a job, right? High-paying job hopefully would get you there the fastest, but we never have conversations about quants. You know what a quant is?
A coin?
Quant, Q-U-A-N-T, quant. So we never have conversations about quants, but I'm gonna get back to that. But so TSP is the government's retirement plan.
Oh yeah, I had it when I was in the Marines.
Look how many TSP millionaires there are.
Yeah, almost 100,000.
It's 94,000 TSP millionaires. 94,000 of them have a job. You know what I'm saying? Or had a job or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's 94,000 TSP millionaires, right? Okay, so that's just for the government, which is still the largest employer in the world, but that's less than 1% of the population.
Yep.
So when you start looking at, you know, all of these other companies, Coca-Cola got 401k plans, and they got millionaires in there. They got millionaires with Amazon. They got So it's all of these millionaires who actually have jobs too.
Yeah.
Right? And they probably get their holidays and their weekends off and all of the other stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. We got some comments. Hey, Casino, I have 2 more semesters for my accounting degree. Thanks for your example. Been a long time subscriber. Man, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you. First of his name, people that specialize in high mathematical systems or procedures. Oh yeah, so like quants, right? This was what he's talking about. People that specialize in mathematical systems or procedures. So quants. Let me show you. Let me see quant. How much you think a quant can make straight out of college?
I just learned the term, so I don't know. I don't know.
Let me see. Trying to see where it is. Anyway, I can't find it right now, but I know some recruiters, and they recruit, and most of their new recruits coming fresh out of colleges are between 500,000 to 800,000, right? We don't even know what they are. I never heard a single black person say they want to be a quant.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what it is. Some of them even make $5 million to $20 million a year.
Oh, yeah.
With a 9 to 5. Well, you know, it's a job. We don't know what it is. Yeah. It's not even a discussion. They make more than doctors do.
I know what an actuary is. Matter of fact, somebody that he served with me in the Marines. He was an actuary in Miami and do well. So
yeah.
This is the question I have for those of you all that are willing to participate. Right? Let's compare apples to apples, which this is not the case in most environments. So we're going to just talk it through. Okay. Right now, the average person from the time that you were born to 17, I think is average graduation age, 17, 18. All right, so from birth to 18, if I poured into child A, make good grades, go to a good college, get a good job, if we did that as a focus group and we poured become financially literate, be a successful entrepreneur, do good business. If we pour the same thing into them over that long of a period of time, we would have a whole bunch of data too. So I'm saying, like, the data is going to be in favor of it because that's what society does. Like, society is training the average person to be a consumer, not a producer. Not saying that every job isn't producing something, because some jobs do, but the average person is trained to be a consumer, not a producer. So if we started pouring into kids from an early age to whatever it is, like, hey, look, just like somebody is saying, go to school, make good grades, get a good job in the federal government, like you said, or in the private sector, if you know with this degree in this community, you'll do good. If we did the same thing with entrepreneurship, it would be fine. And I'm going to say something that I feel like is controversial, but from what I see is true. And this is not directed at anybody. This is just generally speaking. Scammers are better marketers than legitimate entrepreneurs right now.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I am paying good money. I paid over $90,000 this year in financial literacy alone. I'm in like inner circles, mentorships, whatever it is. I done been to every conference, all of the major conferences, from this to that to this person to that person to whatever. Like, I've been everywhere, everybody conference, and meeting and networking with people and learning about marketing and stuff. Like, because, and that's not something that I'm saying like to be funny. I'm not saying that like I'm proud of it. Right. But the person that will say, give me X amount of money and I'll change your life, that's not legit. They probably spent X amount of years learning just how to convince you to give them X amount of money and not be legit. Like, and I feel like that's a big thing too, that like even I as an entrepreneur, many other entrepreneurs, like, so we're good at marketing our thing, like whatever your thing is, as it expands, right? So, but unfortunately, it's like I might be really good at marketing my thing, but I need to get better at explaining my thing to other people in a way that's attractive. Because I know how to sleep 3 hours a night and make your first 6 figures. Right. Like, I know how to, like, grind it out for, like, from 2017 to 2020, going everywhere, like not having the greatest relationship with your family to make your first million. That's not ideal. Like, not so I'm not promoting it.
You can do it.
But like, because I'm mostly self-taught, and then I learned about financial literacy, then I started like investing in and saying, okay, like there is a better way. Like I didn't even know what business systems were until I've been in business probably like 5 years. Hopefully by the grace of God, next year I'll be an entrepreneur for a decade. So half of my career, like I was a get it out the mud, get it out the trenches. My very first business, we did 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's how we made 6 figures. And I was bragging like, hey, bro, I'm a prodigy, bro. Dang. People saying all of that about not making money, bro. My first year in business, I made 6 figures. And then when I really sit down and talk to people like I'm trying to tell them how to do it, they like, bro, can't nobody do that. And I'm mad, like, bro, I did it.
That ain't normal,
but I'm like, bro, I did it. Like, don't tell me it can't be done. But see, one, that's not, I would admit that's not the best way to do business. But, like, so like me, and what I would encourage anybody else that watches this video that's you know, genuinely has a heart to help people, I recommend like investing in yourself and becoming a better marketer. Not saying you got to spend over $90,000 like I did. Some people spend way more money than that too on personal development and financial literacy. But I'm like, okay, I know because I did it the caveman way. I call that the caveman way. Like 14 hours a day, every day, grind, like 6 figures. Okay, how we gonna make 7 figures? Well, 14 hours a day, every day, plus partnerships. Like, like okay, cool. Cause now, okay, we gonna make our money, but then our partnerships with these companies, like, I ain't had no time to enjoy the money, so I could invest the money with such and such house flipper, such and such e-commerce. Go ahead.
So then, what is the like? If we gonna work to death, right?
That's not the right way to do it.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm saying like,
it's like if I get my holidays and weekends off and I'm here between this time and this time and I'm off every other Friday and I get sick leave and I get annual leave and I get a month off a year from work and this and that on top of all the other holidays and I got a flexible schedule. I can say, you know what, I'm gonna take tomorrow off instead of the day off and I ain't gotta really do nothing but just notify, send an email. Like and then I get a lunch break and I get all these. As an entrepreneur, I work more than I ever worked. Except for the military. I worked a lot in the military. I worked 16-hour days for 6 weeks straight in the military.
And I was in the Marines, so we up that pedigree.
Right. So working didn't bother me. But once I got to the federal government as a civilian, I tried to work longer. And I got in trouble by working outside of work hours on a project and not being compensated for it. Like I was like, I don't need no money. No. Y'all, I can get my little salary, my little couple $1,000s that y'all send me a year. But I need to get this done, so I'm gonna work until I get it done. And they were like, wait, we gotta give you comp time, or we gotta pay you. You can't do that. That is against regulation. I didn't know that. I never heard that before. And then they gave me a bonus at the end of the year. Like you get a small percentage bonus. Of course, you used to give your own self bonuses, right? But what about the person who hasn't ever figured out that?
That's why I love this space, like the good, the bad. Like I tell everybody, if you never heard me say it, do your due diligence. So even do your due diligence on me. Is JT a real entrepreneur or not? Like, you know what I mean? You can believe whatever. Like,
the real thing.
But but anyway, like it's neither here nor there. Like I would say, and I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way because I mean it as pure as possible.
No, he don't.
Like I do. Like, bro, like. Bro, we gotta get legitimate entrepreneurs, gotta get just as good as scammers at marketing. Like, I know that sounds bad anytime you say you need to be like a scammer. I don't mean like in misinformation or taking advantage of people. I'm talking about like their ability to gain attention.
To captivate.
Yeah, and I don't care if you selling something cheap, mid-tier, high ticket, whatever. You don't even got to be in information. You could be in a product-based business, service-based business, whatever. But like, that's one thing that like, I manned up and said, okay, and I usually buy at least one property a year cash. Just because I got a real estate investment business. Just like I'm not a dog breeder, but I got $20,000 worth of dogs we about to sell. I'm not a real estate investor. It's just my uncle, who was my first mentor in the other room, like, you know, guides me on, okay, boom, real estate is, what if the YouTube algorithm one day say we don't want to promote you? What if, you know what I mean? So what I do know, I share with people, but I don't profess to be nothing I'm not. But what I want everybody to know is that, man, really marketing above all this, I'm starting to identify myself as a marketer, like just to like get better at it, be a better representative of it, because like really marketing is everything. Marketing is everything, whether you're in the social media space. I'm not saying just for people that want to get in front of the camera. Even if you say you have no desire to ever get in front of the camera, marketing, either you learning marketing or you paying somebody that works for you, partners with you to market, is a necessity. But getting back to the point that you made, like, so like when I first heard about what a sales funnel was, I don't even remember. And I'm on YouTube looking at sales funnels. And I came across Russell Brunson, and he had some software called ClickFunnels. I couldn't even afford the software at the time. And I think back then, it was $99 a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That still is kind of high.
You know what it is now? Like, it's way more than that. Like, so, but I mean, like, I was like, because in business, I used to have like highs and lows. And I think that's what people didn't get too. But all of the bad stuff, if you will, in entrepreneurship, in hindsight, I know that came from like, me being impatient, like I want to move fast. I don't want to like do this the quote unquote the right way. I'm like, how can I make something shake right now? Like I don't want to wait and figure it out and see what happens. I just want it done. So either impatience or like illiteracy, financial illiteracy. So if we get stronger in those areas of patience, financial literacy, marketing, like, man, we could change generations to come. And I'm going to say this statement, like maybe I'll be wrong. I believe within, let's put a date on it, 20 years, hopefully everybody here is still around in good mind, good health.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be here.
Yeah. Like, I believe that the financial literacy space of, like, content creators and education businesses, even if people don't classify themselves as content creators, but financial literacy professionals, those that are licensed, those that are, because let's put it out, I'm not a licensed accountant. I'm not a licensed whatever, which is why I always tell people consult an accountant, consult a so-and-so, like depending on what we're talking about. If anything, I identify as a practitioner. So if I say, hey, look, this is how I made $100,000. This is how I did it the caveman way. And then this is how I did it the smart person way. Like, I'm going to tell you based off firsthand experience. Then I'm going to tell you, go look it up and make sure I ain't lying to you. Right? So I didn't even know Wix existed when I made my first website. I used something called iPage. And I watched a YouTube video for 3 hours and kept pausing it and making it and built my first website with iPages. And I did I ain't gonna call his name, but I did a business that right now is being marketed for people that want to invest between $15,000 and $1 million.
Wow.
It's a drop shipping business, and I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Well, I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't know that people would later sell it for $15,000 to $1 million. For people that watch the video this long, I'm gonna give it to you, right? So, this was before Shopify, but people now use Shopify. All right. And influencer marketing, for if you don't know what that is, you find people in your niche, you pay them money, they promote your stuff. Or you could give them an affiliate link and pay them. It just depends on the influencer. All right. I did it with t-shirts, right? I told you guys I had a merchandising company. I used to be the person that sent the stuff to the DJ. I ain't gonna lie. I never had a direct plug with the talent. I work with the DJs, but I got evidence, proof. all of that. I got receipts. And if you follow me on YouTube, JT Automations, my old videos, I showed all the receipts already. But I drop ship back into my inventory. I went to a website called AliExpress.
Yep.
Right? T-Pain used to have an app called Rockstar. I don't even know if it's still out. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
T-Pain invested years ago. He invested in an app years ago, or he was a brand ambassador. I think he invested in it. It was an app called Rockstar. What Rockstar could do is you download it on your phone. You could take a picture of something. It will instantly turn that picture into a mock-up of like a T-shirt. And the idea was you pay Rockstar to make your shirt. So like you could go to a family reunion and just take a picture from your phone of your family, go in the Rockstar app and just get all shirts made for the whole family.
Oh, wow.
What I did, because I was cheap and broke and was learning entrepreneurship, I would like take pictures, like you could also download pictures on your phone and upload them too. Mm-hmm. I started taking pictures of artists off their Instagram account, uploading it in the Rockstar. I would screenshot it, crop it out, and then send it to AliExpress, because AliExpress was cheaper than Rockstar. Rockstar was like retail price for a shirt. Yeah. Like AliExpress, I get the same shirt for probably like, and it was like sublimation printing, if you guys know what that is. It was an all over print, the sleeves, everything, front and back. I might have got the shirt for like $7. We were selling the shirts for $30. Like that's when I learned about drop shipping. The issue with drop shipping is that
too long.
Yeah, Amazon got everybody want that joint in 2 days or less. So what you would do is you would start doing pre-orders. I got cussed out by Kevin. He knew it was me because I ain't had no brand in. Like Kevin Gates had got locked up, but his album was dropping. I went to his Instagram, I screenshotted all of his images, turned them into shirts, and I was like, okay, pre-order your shirts. They gonna drop when the album drop. And I don't know if I was selling more shirts than them, but the way I got cussed out, like this was before I was an influencer.
That's crazy.
If I had the mind of being an influencer back then, I would have screenshotted it and then it would have been like proof. Like, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't have no records of this because I just wasn't in that mindset. You know, when you not on social media, you don't be thinking about screenshotting and sharing stuff. Yeah. Like you just be like, oh, that happened. Like
that's crazy.
I took it down. Right? So if he ever sees this video, I apologize. I had no idea about intellectual property rights. Like I thought Instagram was free. So I do apologize. Like, but yeah, I got cussed out bad. It was like
got into it with Kevin Gates.
He ain't even knew it was me because it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't because my face wasn't on the page. It was just a merchandising page. But like
that's
I did that.
Entrepreneur right now.
You could do that with anything. I'm using T-shirts to avoid saying the product that the person is using now. But it was a drop shipping business, and you use influencers. Like, but see, my thing with influencers though, this was back in the early stages of Instagram, so in-post tags was new. So I was getting influencers, like I was getting the artists to promote it through in-post tags. You know about in-post tag? Like, so in Instagram, I could put @casino is the name.
Okay.
And then you will get a notification when you like that little bubble will pop up, and then if you don't click on it, it go away. I could click in the picture and tag you, and you gonna get a red notification every time you log on to Instagram till you click it. So I would take a picture from your Instagram, put it in Rockstar, crop it, in-post tag you, and you gonna either leave that on your page for forever, or you gonna click it and see it.
Wow.
LL Cool J liked it. Like, so I'm following the influencer, right? Yeah. So LL Cool J liked it. Get what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna screenshot the whole post so you see the image and you see LL Cool J liked it.
Damn.
I'm gonna put it in my story like he co-signed it. I'm killing it.
Yeah.
Don't do this, you guys. But like,
this is marketing right here.
No, this is
hustling marketing.
I don't know if that's scamming, but it's definitely violating people's intellectual property rights. I do not promote this. The reason why I'm even sharing this with you is I want to qualify myself as somebody that, like, I've been doing business so long. I was doing business wrong and I didn't know it was wrong. Yeah. Like, so at the time,
you knew it was wrong.
I did. Like to me, I was like, which I mean, some of y'all probably was like, yeah, bruh, scammer, whatever. But I'm being transparent here. Like, I thought Instagram was free. So I thought, like, Cause like this was my logic.
Yeah.
I could share your post to my story and don't nobody care.
Yeah.
I could repost your post on my timeline and wouldn't nobody care.
Yeah.
So why don't I just screenshot it, mock up a t-shirt and sell the t-shirt? But here's how it got better, right? So eventually a couple of artists reached out via their DJ, and I thought I was gonna get cussed out again. If I got cussed out, I just would delete it and I would take it off the site. Like, but cause I ain't want none of the smoke, right? I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm not a gangster, I'm not a thug, I ain't a punk, but like it just wasn't worth it. Like
I was devil dog, man.
Yeah, but I wasn't in it for that. Like I wasn't in it to try to like if somebody told me it was wrong, I would take it down. Cause like what you don't know can and will hurt you in business. So that's another reason why I'm so passionate about proper financial literacy. Cause like I never heard the term intellectual property.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't know that I'm violating your intellectual property. I don't know that I can't take your likeness and sell it because I never heard the term likeness. Like, but some of the DJs reached out and they reached out and I sent them some merch for free. And over time, like, built a relationship with them. And then I started only doing that for the people that I had a relationship with the DJ. And so, I built the whole business just off of that.
So, you know, it's funny that you say intellectual property.
Yeah.
So, I came from the music space. So we was doing music shows and all of that. So we were, ASCAP and, had songs on TV shows when they came on. We was doing all of that. And so one day, I'm learning about, I'm in the streets. No, I ain't gonna front. I was in the streets. I was, I was in the streets. I'm a street kid. So, but I'm living the street life, and I'm just ready. I'm really tired of it. I want to change. And I was thinking about like going to church or something. Like I hadn't been to church in a while. I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I just need something different. And so I was, of course, learning about ASCAP and doing all these, signing all these documents and registering songs and doing all of that. And I was on the way to my mom's house, and my auntie and my mom stayed together. I get over there, and as soon as I open the door, as soon as my auntie opens the door for me, she said, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." I guess she could see, because like I said, I've been thinking about going to church or whatever, but I'm still just studying this stuff. And so she said, "You know what? You need to read your Bible."
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
And so guess what happened?
Well,
just think about what my mindset is. I'm thinking about artist royalties. Anything that you write, you can get a royalty for. Books are the same as music. It's the same thing, because you write music, you get a royalty. Music, the producer who produces like the sound, it's technically considered written music, like Mozart or whatever, like it's music notes. And so that's why they also get a royalty or they get royalties for writing the music, because the sound is actually written music. And so I'm just learning about all of these things. And she says, "You need to read your Bible." And I say, "Auntie, oh my God, who wrote the Bible?" Right? Nobody thinks about who owns the rights and the royalties to the Bibles, and they sell constantly. Hey, appreciate that. David McGill, appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that. Hey, salute you, brother. Come on.
And somebody that's a believer.
Yeah.
The disciples wrote the Bible.
What right? But who owns the current rights and royalties?
I never. Yeah.
But think about how many Bibles get produced.
Can't anybody publish a
Bible? How they have the new version of the Bible, like the modern translation version.
Yeah, like the NIV and
the Woman's Bible and the Woman's Translated. And so those versions, like when they're put in plain English or whatever, somebody else can get those rights versus the King James is the King James. And if you reprint it, somebody else still owns the rights to that. So you still have to, I guess, cut them in on it. I'm assuming it's the Vatican or something. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be crazy, right? Because say like the King James version of the Bible, if I'm not mistaken.
Before we go too deep, did you read your Bible? Or did we just completely disregard this great advice Joanne gave you?
I completely disregarded that advice. I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you missed it.
I did, and I also have to admit something too. I have to admit something.
Yeah.
You know, I talked about this the other night, but I've never actually read a book cover to cover. No book. Not Cat in the Hat, not Green Eggs and Ham. I've never read a book cover to cover.
Audio books work though, so I ain't tripping.
Yeah. But you know, people are very surprised at that. They think, you know, I'm an avid reader because a lot of people are readers and stuff like that. But I do read a lot. I just have never read a book cover to cover. Never found reading a novel interesting or anything like that. I could watch a movie on it. Like, I don't need to read Gone with the Wind. Turn the movie on. Like, you know, so Huckleberry Finn, cut the movie on. I don't want to read. So I just never have. And, you know, multiple degrees and multiple houses, cars, all. You don't need to read books cover to cover. And so I just never have. And I didn't realize until having a conversation with some family members, and you know, people like, what, you never read nothing, man? There's people reading in prison. I'm like, I don't see how that's like, but I'm not in prison, like, you know, like, I don't.
Reading is like, well,
I read, I just don't read
cover to cover.
I just never read a book cover to cover. So
yeah, I think as long as you get the value out of it, that's like
yeah. So you know,
it's cool.
I got the premise of, you know, things that's in the Bible. I definitely have read a lot of things in the Bible.
I've never read the Bible cover to cover. I should.
And I know people who done read it 6 times, you know, cover to cover. And I'm like, geez, like, you know, I got other things going on. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But yeah, but no, I didn't. But she did send me down a whole new path of like discovering more information about the Bible. Like, I know more about the Bible than probably people who read in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But I know a lot more about the history, where it came from, and you know, when it was produced, and you know, how it was sanctioned, and the people who came together to put it together. But most people don't know any of that.
Can I get a water? Because you got up like 10 times.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm like, we
probably gonna have to get a glass of water. It's like it's a jug in there. But yeah, man. So let me see what you guys are saying. All right, so Azrael said, I think that's right. Azrael, first of his name, says $250,000. They're on par with actuaries. First of his name, Azrael, first of his name says, shout out to UJT Automations. I like your videos on starting a pallet business. That was pretty dope. Oh yeah, the pallet business. He watched those videos. Yeah. He also says the average quant on a major metro area makes roughly around $170K. Those in the 75th percentile make up to $250. So those numbers, I'm not sure where you're pulling them from. If it's like from Glassdoor or any of those pay scale places, don't listen to those. Speak to either a recruiter, or look for some kind of official statement made by either a company or a government agency, because these numbers, like when people, like those Glassdoor things, they're taking a survey of people. So it could have been 10 people who might have been a quant or an accountant. Because like, say like the average, let me show you. If you say, can somebody show me what they see as the average accountant salary? If you can, please do that for me. Show me what you see as the average accountant salary. So the problem with those Glassdoor places and stuff like that is like...
Shout out. Yep, this is a great conversation. I think the main point is continued education at the high school, college, trade school, or on the job. Absolutely. Like, yeah, I just want people to walk away from this knowing that you don't have to go to college if you just want to make money, and you don't got to do nothing illegitimate either. Like, I feel like people already know that from this channel, but just saying it out loud don't hurt.
You see this? This is average accountant salary.
58 to 89K in Atlanta.
That's Glassdoor, right?
Yep.
But if I go here, let me see.
Salary.com got it lower than that.
Let me see what ZipRecruiter say. ZipRecruiter says, but that's talking about
$21.49 an hour.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, here's this one says on 45 to 85, 58 to 89. This one says 20 to, well, that's the one on 100. That's crazy range. All right, this one says 60K to 75K. This one says, well, that says chartered account. That's a whole different thing. But, all right, so now, if I go to average account salary, federal government, an actual company, organization that is actually hiring people and they release the salaries publicly.
I wish there was a way that we could do this. If anybody knows a way that we could do this, that's not weird.
What that?
If Casino and I can both mentor like 2 different kids, like at, I don't know what age, like from 14, from what age you in high school? I think like 14, from like whatever, any age up. Bruh, I feel like you can successfully help that person become an accountant, but I can take somebody with the same socioeconomic background and like show them how to be a legitimate entrepreneur making whatever amount of money they want to make.
Okay.
So I think it goes back to like just knowledge, education. Yeah, knowledge and education is important. I'm just specifically saying, like, I know people that are in 200 grand worth of student loan debt and they job hopping and don't really make no money. Like, it's certain people out there too that you probably went 4 years and are making 200 grand or more and killing it. But I'm saying right now society basically pushes the average person out of your mama house into college. Like, it's a crazy low percentage of us that go to the military, but even still after the military, I went to college. Like, my brothers, like pretty much every male in my family went to the military after school. So it's like college is what's pushed on us, and I think that it's due to a lack of other viable options. And I think not saying entrepreneurship and investing is not a viable option. It's just, it's not widely accepted yet because it's still the infopreneur like profession is fairly new. I think like, because, you know, back in the day, it used to be go to a hotel, listen to a seminar, then walk to the back of the room and sign up for X amount of weeks of real estate training or whatever it was. All right, but now it's more of, you can watch a man or woman on the internet, they can teach you some game in a free YouTube video, and then they can have a book, a course, a mentorship or whatever. And I think that because a lot of people are so interested in fast money, big money, like me, for example. Compare me to, I don't know, compare JT to TJ. TJ is a fictitious person. If there is a influencer by the name of TJ, we ain't talking about them, right? So if I'm trying to tell you, hey, look, we can get you, now if they're a dog like me, I can get you to $1 million in 12 months. But the average person ain't a dog. Like, but 6 figures in a year as a legitimate entrepreneur is doable if you have the proper guidance. Like, if you know the steps the right way and are consistent enough doing it. Like, but that's because I've been doing it almost a decade now. And like I told you earlier, I did it the wrong way till I learned the right way. And then I'm paying for financial literacy to see how the biggest, baddest, richest people to do it. Like, one of my mentors now is worth over like $400 million. So, and then I also have mentors that are not influencers. So, you know, my uncle also got 2 other gentlemen that are 60 plus retired CPAs, both of them, but like they multi-millionaires off of just investing. One builds mutual funds as a contractor for like, I ain't even knew that was a thing. Like, so crazy paid. So I'm like, man, really? What I want you to take away from this, and if you got questions, continue to ask the questions. Like,
I'm gonna read these.
If it's widely available, that's the difference. Because this is the thing. Go ahead. As you're doing that, I'm just talking out loud, thinking out loud.
Because you say it's widely available. What are you gonna say? Because I want to hear that part.
It's widely available to go to college. I think there is no, like, you know how they got the BET Awards or the Emmys, the Grammys. if we had a trusted institution for our space, the financial literacy space, that would vet individuals in an unbiased way and said, okay, boom, here are the people that, based off of whatever we say the prerequisite was, if it's time in business, if it's assets, if it's whatever would be the standard of what makes you qualified, like to whatever, right?
To speak on.
Yeah.
Okay, like a governing body to say, okay, you should be able to speak on this or not.
Yeah, like, and not even like they're the gospel on it, but just a resource for people to go to.
Yeah, there's no validation on social media. Like, anybody can say whatever.
Because it doesn't get views. Like you could come on here and bash another man or woman and get crazy views. But if you came on here and praised like that same person for doing something good, your views would be a fraction of the price. So I get it. I mean, it's the business.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
We're really in entertainment.
Oh yeah, it's entertainment first, for sure. But I'm thinking like it would serve, like if anybody could do it, that is credible, of course.
Yeah.
Like, cause if you already got a bad reputation, if you like Jeffrey Dahmer and you trying to tell people this is a qualified babysitter, like we don't believe you.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, me just knowing, right? Like let's just say we just know how people think. The average person is not mentally capable or prepared. The average person has not done the research, don't have the knowledge, the information to really probably run a successful business.
Yeah. We've been conditioned to be poor. The average person.
Yeah, I mean, it's even people who came from money and they're not able to. If they didn't, my dad came from money. My granddad was rich. My dad was born rich, right? Technically, I guess I was born rich, because he died when I was 6. So my dad was born with access to all these things. My granddad had tried to give him a hotel. He told him he didn't want it because he didn't want to really be having to deal with nothing because he was born rich. He never had the desire to go out and do stuff. I was showing my dad stuff after I done got out of college. I'm like, hey, Dad, look, you can do this. This is how much this interest rate is, and you can make money with putting this money in this. He says, I know. Dad showed me that when I was a little boy. He took money from this bank. They loaned him at this rate, and he took it over here, and he got a higher rate for that. And he was like, look, I'm making money from just sending the money over there. Yeah. And so he already knows all of this stuff. I'm teaching myself.
I think it's twofold though, because it's like rich is not just money, assets. It's also a mindset. Because I can accumulate, or anybody here can accumulate tens of millions of dollars or whatever it is your goal. Not everybody want the same stuff. But if you don't teach your kids why this is important, how to manage
but
this.
Even if you teach them that, and they still decide that they don't care.
Nah,
because my dad knew he didn't care. He didn't care. So it was what it was. So even with my son's gonna have all these things, and we have these conversations. But at the end of the day, he gotta live his life. He can sell it all, he can lose it all. It's gonna be up to him. Yeah. But we can. And only
teaching probably the wrong word. Like really learning is better than teaching. So. Boom.
But okay, so JT says, Pocket Watcher JT says, this is a great conversation. I think the main point is continue education after high school, college, trade school, or on the job. He said there was a study that showed three keys to stay out of poverty. 1, graduate high school. 2, get a full-time job. 3, wait to have kids after marriage, and age 21, you have a 74% chance of being middle class. I mean to laugh at that, but it's funny. You have a 74% chance of being middle class. That's interesting. The foundational, David McGill says, the foundational skills of an accountant really helps in entrepreneurial ventures, for sure. After all, accounting is the language of business, that's for sure. Everybody thinks it's math, but it's really a language. It's really the business language.
Oh yeah, you talking that. I think too, like for the people listening, I challenge you. Like, you do whatever you want, but I challenge you to stop even thinking about yourself average, because I know a lot of people will say, well, the average this, the average that. Like, the average person not watching this. Like, the average person not watching any financial literacy. The average person outside of work is sports, is comedy, is drama. Like, there's probably something on Netflix that was more entertaining than this conversation. Yeah. There's something on. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stormy said they trying to sleep to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. So I mean. And I just mean that, like, I tell my audience that all the time, but even this audience too, like, you talk about, even if as an accountant with a goal of making six figures or more, like, that's not average. So I think what holds a lot of people back is that, like, you are physically pursuing something and mentally you going the other way. Like, mentally, if I compare myself to the average YouTuber don't make 7 figures a year.
No.
So like
the average YouTuber don't have 1,000 subscribers. Yes, so monetized.
So it doesn't serve me to compare myself to the average YouTuber.
No, that's true.
Like, so it's averages out there, like, for everything. So, but if I'm not pursuing to be average, I don't even hold myself to those standards.
I feel that, but what I look at is where is the ceiling on stuff, right? Because, like, let's say. I'm a true accountant by nature. Like, the way my brain processes things, I'm not looking to be Michael Jordan, right? I'm like, why would I need to look to see, to make this certain amount of money, I need to be Michael Jordan. Because he's the only one that, it's like saying, oh man, there's a dog catcher out that made $30 million last year. I don't know what dog he was catching. But everybody else, the average dog catcher salary was $20,000, you know, or whatever. And so, and I'm just using it as an example. So how big of a gap is that $30 million when the average is $20,000? That means he's messed the curve up. Yeah. That means that the regular people, like the median is probably like 9,000 or 1,000 or something, because he's making 30 million. He's messed that curve up. Yo, it's 5 people out there. Everybody else down here, right? Yeah. So what I wanted to do was I looked at accounting, and then I was learning about Big Four accounting salaries.
As Casino is doing is put in the chat. Is your goal to be average? Just put like yes or no. Go ahead.
Is my goal to be average?
No, I'm talking about the viewers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is your goal to be average? Now, so I found that all the stuff that I was like learning about, like was, like about Big Four accounting, and then I said, okay, well, where's the worst paying sector for accountants? The worst paying sector for accountants is the federal government or the government. The government pays the worst, okay? If you're a lawyer, then the government will pay you the worst, like public defenders and stuff like that. Like, they're not going to pay you like the Brooks Brothers, you know what I mean, the high rise you get billed out at $1,000 an hour. That's not happening when you're working for the federal government. But even for the federal government, you see what the average salary is? This is the largest employer in the world.
I see total salary.
No, right here.
Oh, $126,000.
$126,000 is the average salary for accountants, and you can scroll down here, and this is produced by the government with them saying this is what we paying people, and this is public information that they have to report, right? Here it says the average pay for accountant salaries is $126,000. The highest paid accountant made $281,000. Now, it's not the only one that made 200 and some thousand. There's a whole slew of them. But the highest paid salary of 2022 was $281,000 for an accountant. Now, I don't need to be this guy for me to make 6 figures, or for me to say, okay, this is a good degree for me to choose. I just needed to be. If I was average, I was going to make 6 figures, even if I'm just average. I'm trying to go here. I'm trying to be 280,000, but on worst case scenario, I'm gonna make 6 figures. Yeah. There's some people who are choosing careers or degrees or whatever, but they're in paths that the average salary is 50,000. The average salary is 45,000. That's average. The highest paid might be 90,000. Yeah. So they're looking at this wrong, or at least from my law of averages, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So, okay. So, Max A says, what's y'all take on affiliate marketing? Is it still a viable option to make a lot of money? This is
absolutely. Like,
this is the perfect guy to
answer. I think even if, let's say, even if you somebody that don't want to get into social media, if you got good at copywriting, which is like being able to create words that sell, like you could get good at copywriting, you could jump on, like, there's a whole lot of sites that do it, but the most popular one is called ClickBank. You could Google it whenever you get a chance, but it's like, man, bro, it's probably like 50-something sites that you could do that on. But there's a book called The Laptop Millionaire too, if you got Audible, and it talks big on that as well. Like, I ain't gonna be able to name all of them, but in a nutshell, I'll give you guys one example though. I went to one of the conferences, I told you I've been to every conference, called Funnel Hacking Live. Yeah. I recommend every person that wants to do something entrepreneurial to go at least once. We got our 2 Comma Club Award there for people that know what that means. But man, it was a guy there that came all the way from the Philippines, and he picked up his 2 Comma Club Award as well for making over 7 figures, doing his thing. And what he would do is basically write emails for influencers. Okay. Like, man, I'll show you once we get off. Yeah. Okay. He write everybody who's popping uses the same people to write their email, and he owns the company. Like, pretty much, like, you'll find out in entrepreneurship. Well, I mean, in Atlanta, it's a super small world.
Yeah, it's small.
Like, everybody pays the same person to write their emails. Everybody pays the same person to build their funnel. Everybody pays the same person to pretty much do everything. Yeah. Like, it's the same group of people that market. Yeah. Like, so, but this person that I'm talking about, they don't have no social media presence. The reason, like, if I didn't go to this conference,
you want to know? No.
Yeah, like, cause he's over there with everybody that you know. But he look like he from the Philippines. Yeah. No disrespect, but he look like he from the Philippines. He not no diamonds.
He like that dude who be singing 1, 2, 3.
I gotta see who that is.
You ever see that video?
But he don't have, like, this guy has what I mean. He don't look bad. No disrespect to any Filipino viewers, but he's not a designer.
What word was that?
He don't look bad.
What he said? Filipino.
They not called Filipino.
I think he said Filipino.
Well, I apologize for that too. But he's in like a gray shirt and some sweatpants and some house shoes and a satchel. Not a designer satchel, like a put potatoes in satchel. And like, but I'm talking to everybody there, so I'm coming.
But he that guy.
Bruh, he getting a 2 Comma Club Award with them.
He that guy.
Cause he do 7 figures. Cause I write, and
he that guy.
And I know he start off. This is what he start off with. Max Ace, $2,000 a month. Yeah, cause he got different packages depending on how many emails you want to send out. $2,000 a month and X% of the sales he generate. Wow. And he got tracking software. You can't lie to him about. He only sold 1 person this month. Like, bruh, cold. So, long story short, though, Max Ace. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I ain't never seen that before, but that's crazy.
But it was super viral, bro.
Yeah.
It was super viral with that.
But it's somebody that's, like, roughly look like that. Like, and, bruh, he do. Yeah, so.
Making money.
Affiliate marketing still a viable option? Yes. All right, most people pay this person way more than $2,000 a month. Cause I know $2,000 a month sound low. Like $2,000 a month.
Don't sound low to me. You got multiple people paying you that?
Everybody pays the same person. Like, everybody crazy. That, like.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like, everybody that you think is popping pay the same person from the Philippines to write all of their emails.
The VA paid me $2,000 a month. That's a lot of money.
Bro, imagine if you got $2,000 a month plus a percentage of the sales.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
And think about how many offers you hear. Like, it's some people that got like a $10 ebook, but it's some people, man, I know people that got 6-figure VIP days. If he closed you in the email, you give him 15%, 20%. Oh, like, the more money it is, the lower the percentage. But still, if we doing, like, I ain't great at math, but if we doing 15% of like 225,000, like, he doing height. I could but yeah, I'll share them with you after this.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, but like, copywriting is a huge skill. of course, people gonna say, well, you could just chat GPT it. I'll tell you this, like, as somebody I'm not anti-AI, and chat GPT helps a lot of businesses in a lot of ways. Chat GPT is it's only as good as the prompts you give it, though. So if you give it like some super trash prompts, it's gonna give you a super general copy. So like $33,750 just on top of the $2,000, and that's like
I prefer just the percentages.
One of the
if
people,
you make money, sheesh.
I found this out later. Like, one of the people that he does this for do like $20 million a year. He do all their emails. Now, granted, they get sales outside of email marketing, but that's still a big part of their business.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's
so
crazy.
like, if you could just learn that skill through whatever, like trial and error, courses, mentor, like even that. Think about how unsexy that sounds. If somebody came and say, "I'll teach you to be a copywriter," the average person, especially if this person like. Plain tee, sweatpants, house shoes, satchel.
That's how people think about accountants.
Like ain't nobody jumping on that, and it's like, bro, this dude do millions of dollars a year.
You know, like you got people like David Tepper, right? David Tepper in 2013, he made $3.5 billion in 1 year, right? He's a hedge fund manager, right? But we're looking at LeBron James, who made $70 million. That same year, like that was like he was over cover everything because he made so much money, but nobody even knew who David Tepper was, you know. But you know, he's one of the people who would own a basketball team, you know. I think he had a painting that he paid $70 million for that year or something like that. So it's a completely different world, you know. I had a video where I compared the top 10 basketball players to the top 10 hedge fund managers, trying to see if all 10 combined salaries would be richer, like where they would fall. Would they be richer than the third richest hedge fund manager or whatever? But they didn't even make it on the top 10. I think they were like number 12. They might have been combined right at where the number 12 slot would be or something, or number 11. As a combined with LeBron, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, everybody, whoever was the top 10 richest NBA players. But it's a completely different world, and there are positions. Of course, most of these things you do need to go to college for. But you know, you got to
go to college to be a hedge fund manager.
Well, you don't have to. You can start a hedge fund. I think you can start a hedge fund in high school. You know, but. To work at some of these major hedge funds, they're looking for quants, they're looking for actuaries, they're looking for finance majors, they're looking for people who can read these charts. They're not just, you know, saying, hey, come over here, we're going to train you how to be this. You know, they want you to come there with a PhD almost. Like quants have PhDs, you know. Well, masters at the lowest, but typically they're PhD. So they're doctors of whatever, you know.
Mathematics,
exactly. They can teach you mathematics. They can create formulas and all of that. So they use those things to make money with, you know. But nobody knows anything about those things. They just think, oh, you're just trying to make six figures, which is still the best way, the easiest way, is to go to college.
No, Cal.
Is to go to college.
Cal. I really want to do it.
College.
If a young lady out there has two sons in the Atlanta area that are,
what do you think
within?
Okay, how long are we talking about?
Like, how long you need to get them to? Okay, what do you need to get them to six figures? How long you need to mentor a young man? What age you need to be when you start, up until when?
Okay, well, it depends, like, where we're talking about. We're just talking about just to hit six figures?
Like, I'm assuming that's the average. Like, y'all tell us in the chat. I'm assuming, though, that, like, 100,000 is the goal for most people. Like, I mean, even people that are not seriously going to do the work, they just, if I could just make six figures, my life would be great. So, like, if there was a single mom out there that was looking for mentors for her sons for X amount of time, if you gonna mentor one, and I would do this for absolutely free. Like, I don't know if Casino would, but like,
what age are we talking about?
That's what I'm asking.
Are they
like
18 years old?
Nah, by then, like they've already know what they want to do. Probably. Like, I'm saying, how long do you need to like mentor? Like, can you mentor a kid from 14 until 22.
Yeah, I'm doing it now, my son.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, that's different. Like, that's good.
Well, I mean,
but he got, like, you his daddy. Like, it's like, it ain't no, nah, like, shoot, you want me to buy your stuff? Like, I'm saying, like, kids that, like, the average kid.
What's the average kid?
Like, that's not related to you. Like, I don't think you, like, the father to the average kid. Like,
no, I'm not. Definitely not.
So, but yeah,
because those conditions.
I know it's some single moms out here that need some mentorship.
Those conditions need to be very similar. They need to be like.
Yeah, I like two brothers.
Yeah,
they can be like
twins. They need
like
to be in the same household.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's a single mom that got twin boys.
Okay.
And like, hey.
Okay. See,
would you do it for free? Would you mentor one of her sons for free? I would mentor one of the sons for free.
In those situations, I would. In those situations, I would. But you know, I come from the poorest neighborhood in Florida, right? I grew up in 32304 zip code in Tallahassee, Florida. It's the poorest zip code in the state of Florida. I went to the poorest high school, the poorest middle school in the state of Florida, right? So I have a particular compassion for, you know, people coming from similar environments like that. But then there's somebody who's coming from just a country town where they had one light in the town and, you know, they had to ride a horse to school or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing, and they can still be like coming from a place of not having money and things like that. But if you're talking about this kid who's from
they gotta be coachable. That's a prerequisite.
Because like, talking about a kid from my neighborhood, if they already spending more time trying to, you know, they get through to them mentally. Which I mean, still like it's gonna be a certain level of that regardless. But they gotta be somebody that's like, if you already made up in your mind, you gonna grow up and be Lil Uzi, like, then you gonna grow up and be Lil Uzi. Like, but if you open to, nothing wrong with Lil Uzi, I'm just saying if you already made up in your mind, like so, okay. Where we at when it comes to niches and affiliate marketing? Should you stick to evergreen niches to play it safe?
If I were you and I were new, I would stick to evergreen niches, and I would only affiliate market for offers that have a recurring commission. That means you do the work to make a sale once, and every month that person pays, you get paid. So there are companies out there, it's like do-it-yourself credit repair companies. It's certain software that allow you to research owners of the property yourself. Like, so you could just look it up depending on what niche you want to be in. But yeah, definitely evergreen niches. But I would look for like plays that if I'm going to learn how to market, I want to sell you insurance once and get paid every month. I want to sell you this software once, and as long as this software adds value to you, Netflix is not one of them, but just for the sake of illustration, because I think everybody here knows what Netflix is. Imagine if you could sell Netflix or Planet Fitness subscription to somebody once, and like they just like, man, keep it for forever. All right, and now you're not making a ton of money. I think some of the ones out there might give you like 40% on like $100 per month subscription. So you making $40. $40 by itself not gonna retire you, but $40 times like 1,000.
Yeah.
Over years of you consistently marketing, like I would never promote anything I don't believe in because it's way harder to fake it, like, and convince people to buy something you wouldn't buy. So I would look for things that I really believe in. I would learn copywriting and email marketing, and I would only, in the beginning, I would only market things that that if I sell it once, I get paid over and over and over again, right? So
yeah, so get your accounting degree and sell life insurance and do things like what
if you like that,
watching what JT does. Listen, forget
he sell life insurance.
Well, he's a financial planner. So typically, I don't know if he does, but typically that's one of the. If I was going to have an accounting practice and I was going to be doing like financial planning for people and stuff like that, that would be typically an item that I would sell, life insurance.
Oh, that's dope. I just learned what an IUL was. I'm probably going to invest in.
Yeah, it's
as many of them as I can.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, it's a lot of things, man. But
if you still on Pocket Watching with JT, do you sell life insurance?
Do you sell life insurance?
Does life insurance have a recurring commission?
For him? Yeah. Well, like it depends on how you
if you an affiliate marketer.
Yeah.
Like if he hired somebody to sell it for him. Like I don't even know if you can do that because I'm not an accountant.
You got people like one of my homegirls. She sells life insurance, so she has a commission, and so she'll give you like a finder's kind of fee kind of thing if you push people to her. But
it's a one-time commission that she gets, so she get it
depending on the kind of life insurance it is. She'll get a renewal every year, every time, as long as you just hold it. Unless you change your insurance or whatever, she'll get that one lump sum, but then every year she'll get, and so that's how they can build up a residual income.
But it's once a year though. I mean, I guess if it's
it could be $100,000.
Yeah, if it's a big enough number, yeah.
Well, yeah, because you have it's everybody you've signed up over the course of a period of time. It could be $100,000. It could be $200,000. It could be, whatever. But that residual income, it could be $1 million a year. In residual. So.
Yeah, he said, nah, he don't do it.
Gotcha.
Do you use ChatGPT or write your own stuff mostly? I honestly hired a VA. So my virtual assistant, my thing is, there's another book by Dr. Benjamin Hardy called Who Not How. And I think that's really like when you start getting serious about business, you start looking at who can help you get there and not how you can do everything yourself. So I hired like as a employee, contractor, whatever you consider a VA, but full-time VA that she'll write the copies as drafts. I'll review them before they go out to make sure. But after a while, you get into a groove. You ain't even got to review them anymore. But definitely copywriting, I hate to be so repetitive. The unsexy stuff makes crazy money.
Right.
That's like being a closer, literally, if you just somebody that's
facts.
Like high ticket sales is all the rage now. I like high ticket sales too, so I'm not knocking it. But if you just was like, I don't know what I could sell for $50,000, but casino, I just do your sales calls and if I don't close them, I don't make nothing, but I want 10%. Like that $5,000. All the closers I know, they if you on the phone more than 30 minutes and they ain't closed, you doing it wrong. So 30 minutes, $5,000, and you ain't got no offer, you ain't got no deliverable, you just a closer. I think that's because last time when we think of business, I think everybody know real estate, trading stocks, tour road, Airbnb. We know about all of these things, but we don't really think about the person that sent out the emails. The person that detail cars. Even now, what I'm doing, I tell people all the time, I don't sell information, I sell time. So what we doing is I'm packaging all of my trainings into a course. It's a course, but it's one big bundle. So you'll pay one fee, and you'll go through every course I got. Right, and then the fee might be $1,000 to $1,500. I'm gonna just be honest with you, but you get 10 courses, you get 5 books, and then what I'm doing now is I'm upgrading things as the industry change, and what I'm doing too, when I get back to the Carolinas, what's gonna be by Christmas, after Christmas and the New Year, I got meetings, and what I'm doing is because I'm just giving you guys free ideas, so you don't have to go become an accountant unless you want to. I'm gonna go meet with people. I'm gonna go meet with people that it's one lady and she write grants for the city to make millions of dollars.
Dope. And
how many people out there either want to be grant writers or at least know how to write a grant for your own self?
Almost nobody. They don't know how to. They might want to, but they don't know how. My sister's a grant writer too, so. Yeah. But she's also a lawyer, so
And this is an older lady. Yeah. She don't care nothing about followers, views, subscribers. And hey, Miss Lady, listen, how much money you want? I'm just be transparent. How much money you want to come in here with a whiteboard? I got a smart board, I got a chalkboard, whatever board you want. And I'm gonna cut this camera on. I want you to teach
how to write a grant.
She been doing it she almost 70 years old. She picked it up in like her 20s, but didn't take it seriously. But off and on like 40 years, and like, but that's what I'm saying though. Like these people they not the best marketers. Right. She just do it.
She just know what she doing.
Yeah. So I'm like, and I think
the GOAT,
bruh. And I'm going out seeking out them people. Like, listen, you don't care about being famous. I don't care about making you famous, but I'm gonna compensate you for your time. Like, I ain't even trying to like finesse you and make you feel like, hey, you should do it. Like, nah, like I'm gonna pay you whatever you charge to teach a class, and I'm gonna pay you extra to record it, and you gonna know what I'm gonna do with it. Yeah. Like, and she almost 70 years old. She never gonna make a YouTube channel. She never gonna sell the program herself. But this is like, I'm doing it because one, it's impractical for me to try to learn everything myself and then sell it. I wouldn't even trust nobody that was like, I know how to do every business on earth. I can teach you how to do an ambulance business, credit repair business, dog training, build houses. You want to build a mansion? Come out here, I'll build it. Like, I mean, and I know some people do got a lot of skills, but like, nah, I'm seeking out subject matter experts.
You see why? That's why I interviewed the lawyers. I'm like, I know, but it's better coming from them.
And I'm pitching them on, hey, you should do social media. And when they say no, then we talking about, well, okay, how much for this class? My mom, who is she don't know your YouTube channel. I could talk about it. So my mom, who don't like social media, nothing at all, man. The most money she made in that period of time, not the most money she ever made. They offer her like $600 an hour to do the most countryest thing you can ever think of. A canning class. Like canning tomatoes, canning stuff. Like my mama big time. When you grow up poor, like we wasn't born rich, Casino. So we had to can and shuck corn and peas and but like we from a little country town and they wanted to do like a community event and she be canning stuff and they like, shoot, come do a canning class. And I was like, man, hey mom, like, and because that's my mom, I never thought about. But I could go to my mom any day of the week and be like, Mom, look.
You do that same can.
Just can in front of this camera. Like, teach me how to can. Like, am I going to can? Probably not. But as long as you can, we got cans. But, like, there's so many different, like, needs there. And again, like, I don't want anybody to like, we are rambling a little bit. But I really hope that this, like, triggers an idea in you, entrepreneurially speaking, to let you know how many different ways you can make money. Like,
there's so many ways you can make money. That's
without a college degree.
You can't make money without a college degree.
And it's a waste of time.
It's typically harder.
It's a waste of time to get a degree unless you like what you do. Like Pocket Watching with JT said he enjoyed what he do. And he has to have his degree to do it. Like, those are the kind of people like, hey man, like, I ain't gonna never tell you to break the law. Like, you love what it you do, you had to do this, cool. But if him or just anybody, not picking at him, if anybody was just like, I wanna drive a brand new F-150 and live in a 3-story house on 10 acres. Like, bro, we could figure that out.
I just, I'm just going to say what he is saying.
I'm
is the harder road. I just want you to know it's the harder road.
If you're undereducated, yes.
Can it be done? Even if you're educated, it is a harder road.
If you're undereducated, that's the key.
Even if you're educated.
There's a difference between being educated and undereducated.
Let's say you're educated.
Like, you can know a little bit and be educated on, like, talking to you, I can be educated a little bit on being an accountant, but I wouldn't hire me to be an accountant nowhere. Like, I just know what you tell me. So I'm like, I'm educated a little bit. Like, but you ain't want me doing your taxes and accounting stuff. Like, I pay people to do my accounting. So I'm saying, like, undereducated. Like, you gotta, like, for one, we already established earlier, being average is like, it don't even make sense to watch financial literacy if you want to be average, because it's counterproductive to what you're trying to be in life. Like, so with that being said, I would say that if you're undereducated, if you undereducated in basketball, it's harder to win the game. Like, But with mastery, which should be the goal, and mastery, I don't mean like you know everything about everything in a perfect way, but I like how Myron Golden say it. I don't know if you watch him at all, but he really good with words. He was like, mastery is once you get to a point of being able to do something really well without conscious thought. So like once you get to that level of saying, okay, like y'all, I see, man, it's quite a few accountants that was here. So like, what's something like basic accounting, like any accountant should know this? Is there such
debits and credits?
Yeah, so like when it come to debits and credits,
LIFO and FIFO.
Yeah, so like I don't even know them terms, but but when it come to debits and credits, all of y'all probably can be like, oh, bro, that's nothing. We can do debits and credits instantly. But then if somebody gave it to me and was like, here, do debits and credits, I'm like, I know what a debit is. I know what a credit is.
It's like
I have a debit card and a credit card.
It's the opposite of that, though.
So I would do it completely wrong.
Right.
But I'm educated on the term debits and credits, but I'm undereducated on, from an accounting standpoint, what is debits and credits. And the same thing will be true for the average person in business, because from the time that you were born to the age you are now, you have been conditioned to go make good grades, get a good job, and etc. That's why I'm saying if we spearhead hey, this is legitimate business from people that know legitimate business, and we take ownership, like, hey, I gotta become a better marketer. Like, as far as, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I believe that lifestyle marketing is the best marketing currently. I didn't always feel that way.
I still think that.
I used to feel like, oh, the people gonna see the real.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like,
no.
like, but you know, shout out to Stan. Me and Stan had that conversation all the time. Like, bro, like
dumb.
you, like,
People are dumb.
I'm not gonna say that, but
people are dumb. Am I the only one that think that people are not dumb? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. What you think about emoji niche? It's an unorthodox niche, but has a lot of searches, potential on Google, but it's not evergreen.
I don't know what that is. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Your pocket watching with JT.
The emoji niche. I'll Google it. Go ahead.
He says, I'm an advice-only CFP, tax and financial planning, no product sales, only fee for service. Salute. And he also says, the accounting equation, A equals L plus E. Hey, that's funny. So let's say you had to choose between going and get a degree in a field that you can actually use and making six figures versus starting a business and making six figures. Which one has the higher probability?
Like, you talking for the average person?
Anybody. I'm talking about
the average person. The average person is going to be
in America.
Yeah, the average person is going to be going to get a degree.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I'm saying, because that's how we're conditioned, though.
No,
like that's what I've been saying the whole time.
That exists.
If we were conditioned to be more entrepreneurial, then the data over time would show. Most people don't even, unless you're relative, usually, whatever relation, unless you have an entrepreneurial relative, the average person don't really think about business until they older. And now you got all of these limiting beliefs, because your regular beliefs turn into limiting beliefs and you're not even conscious of it. Like, your regular beliefs of, I'm going to make good grades, get a job, work it 20, 30, 40 years. If something happens in your life that makes you like switch to wanting to be an entrepreneur, like, now those same beliefs that you held true to be successful are all now limiting beliefs. So, but if you don't have a mentor that can tell you, hey, look, like, you're working against yourself, because the great thing about an employee is that they can operate in this system that's already pre-established. So like they already, most companies, not most, most, unless they bad companies, most companies, they already have SOPs, KPIs, a structure. They already have a brand. They already have customers. They already have all of this stuff. And all you got to do is come, do what they tell you to do, and don't do nothing else. But as a business owner, it's like you, first of all, what is a KPI? Why do I need to know what that is? Like, what is the difference between an LLC? Like taxes. Like taxes is the thing that automatically come out your check. But not when you an entrepreneur. No. Yeah, but it's like, man, anytime somebody is undereducated in the area, it's impossible to expect them to excel. Like, so I'm here against all odds to be like, hey, 100% you can be highly successful as an entrepreneur. If your goal is just to make more money, you shouldn't go to college and get into debt. Right? Maybe some of you all will get a full ride scholarship, but a lot of you all getting into debt to do something not because you love it, but because you want this lifestyle. Entrepreneurship is what I'm biased for. It's harder now because it's harder now because we don't have. I need like a million other JT automations.
He won't concede. Look,
I need a million other me on the internet that's legitimate entrepreneurs. That's like, hey, bro, really the most practical entrepreneurs that I know besides myself, I got way more followers than them because it's not sexy what they doing. It's not like they making great money. But it's like, man.
But I think that's because too many people trying to follow their passion. That's why I don't believe in following my passion. I just believe in following the money. If I can make some money doing something that I don't mind, I don't have to love it. I just don't.
Life too short though. That's why I said it got to be a guided passion.
When I get off work or whatever I'm doing, I get to do my real passion, which might be watching movies, which might be doing videos for YouTube that I don't really make any money from. You know, well, David McGill gave me 5 on a super chat. Salute to you again, sir. You know, but I don't really make any money from YouTube. It's like you see, it's not a light. My lights to run this cost more than this. Camera's thousands of dollars. Like, you know, like this stuff is more of a passion. Like I'm not making any money from it, and so I get to have a job, and the job. Or, you know, I'm an entrepreneur right now, but my job allowed me to even buy this house because as an entrepreneur, they wouldn't sell me this house unless I would have to buy it cash. They were like, no, you got to give us 2 years. And I'm like, well, I don't have 2 years, but I got a job. They said, well, show us that. We'll let you buy it then. Yeah. I hadn't even gone to work yet when I built this house. I had a promise letter from the Department of Veteran Affairs saying they were going to pay me a certain salary, and I remembered the chick at the apartment complex worked there said that people who had an official offer letter had already moved in, and they were waiting around until they got paid, and people seemed like they ducking them for their money now, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? That you can move in with an official offer letter. She was like, well, yeah, you can, but none of the black people I know knew you could do that. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll get a new job, move to a new city, and sleep on somebody's couch, right? So I said, wait, I got an official offer letter. I wonder if I could use this down there building a house. They let me use it. And I built this house when I actually haven't even to have been to work. I didn't have any pay stubs. You know, I didn't have any. And so
I also believe that financing a house for most people is a bad idea.
Okay, wow.
That's a whole nother live stream that we ain't got the time.
That is a whole another live.
Yeah. And to quantify, like I own several properties.
That don't quantify. But like, you said most people.
No. What I'm saying is, well, my thing is like,
what?
If I don't know, like, cause they'll be like, bro, we don't know if you own a house or if you stay in an apartment. Like, I can stay with my mom, so that's what I'm saying to quantify it. Like, I do own real estate.
I'm here to qualify it.
Whatever the
he
word
bought a
is.
house here in cash. You did both. You got quantity and quality. But he bought a house while he was sitting here in this room. I didn't even think about it. This is you will sit right here. He bought a house sitting here for 140-something thousand cash. I witnessed it. Okay, I didn't pay cash for this house. I can't pay cash for this house.
On the way here, me and Unc was talking about we gonna buy like if the people are like
I can quantify and qualify.
If the people are interested in it, but we thinking about buying 3 houses side by side in Baltimore. Cash though.
Do it.
It gotta be another video though. Like in another video, like
I gotta go to Baltimore when y'all doing this. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be there to record this.
Yeah.
but definitely.
But I don't believe in average though.
But when you say for most people, what is most people to you?
Like
the average person,
most people,
most would be average.
Most people, most people that watch this YouTube video, most people that watch financial literacy, because the people that
buy a house,
like financing,
they shouldn't get a loan to buy a house.
Nah.
Wow. Jeez. What?
Cause like this is the thing, like
what?
So exposure changes composure. So it's like traditionally people will say if I ain't gonna ask your business, but let's just say for easy math, this house that we're in is 100,000, which I know is way more than that. But
it's only 233.
But let's say that's still a nice house though. Like, but for easy math, I can't do that good of math. $100,000 for a house, and somebody will say, well, if you put $100,000 cash here, like that's money that you could have invested other places. But I don't operate with the scarcity mindset. So if I pay $233 here, that does not mean I don't have $233 that I can invest somewhere else. I don't care if I spend $233 an infinite number of times. Like my mindset isn't this money here limits me.
Yeah, okay, but okay.
From doing something else.
I play devil's advocate here because first of all, JT only buys houses because he makes so much money that he has to buy houses because of tax ramifications.
That's a small part of the reason why.
But now look at it like this.
It's mostly for my retirement.
Now let's say you're an entrepreneur and the money you grinded up and you was able to make at the end of the year total to be $50,000.
Yeah. You're undereducated in business.
Well, just saying. Let's say you in a business.
But I want to establish that that's who we talking about. Okay, cool.
Well, let's say that person made $50,000. They're an entrepreneur. They've been in business for 3 years. They had the economy messed up. COVID happened. Whatever. They had a restaurant. I've been there before. Losses. Whatever. Yeah. And they were only able to generate $50,000. The house that they need to be in is going to be $125,000.
What you mean need to be in?
Like they need to be in a 3-bedroom house, and the cheapest house in the entire area that's for sale is $125,000. They don't know how to remodel. They don't know how to fix up nothing. They don't know how to build nothing.
But why do they need to? Like, why can't they rent though? Is what I'm saying. Like, cause you saying the house they need to be in.
Okay, now that's where I'm going with it. So now they're gonna be at this $50,000. Now they might be at this $50,000 for the next 6 years or so.
Like make $50,000 profit a year for the next 6 years? Okay, now I'll follow you.
So now
that's $300,000.
Yeah, that's $300,000 over 6 years, still $50,000 a year, right? Okay. So now you're saying, well, why shouldn't they just rent? Okay, now let's say rent goes up, $400-500 a year, a month per month over the next 6 years. So where they are today, 6 years from now, they're paying $500 more per month, right? And so let's say rent is about a third to half of whatever their income is. So they paying about $20,000 a year or so out in rent. The other $30,000, they got food costs. Food is about $10,000 for the year, $10,800, $900 a month times 12 months. So say it's about $10,000 something. So basically the money that they have left is car notes, clothes for their kids, if they have kids, whatever it is. But there's just not enough money to really go around for them to even save any money to buy a house because.
So what's the $50,000 a year? That's
the net that they profited from the business that they run, right? And this could be whether or not it's a business, or this could be whether or not they're an employee and they got a job, whatever it is. But they got $50,000 a year. $50,000.
6 years, they got $300,000.
Well, see, look,
they could buy the house.
No, they couldn't because they don't save any of the money any time.
I thought you said it was profit. So it was gross, you mean?
No. The business.
The $50,000 is profit, or is
business
it
when
gross?
they take home $50,000, but they got to live.
Oh, so it's
they
not.
Gotta live.
Okay, so it's not like.
So even if you had a job that paid you $50,000 a year.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
And you brought home $50,000 a year,
No, I thought you said $50,000 after everything, like lifestyle, business. Everything.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying you net $50,000 after running your business. Like maybe your business is all online, and you made $50,000 online, or maybe your business made $150,000, but it's a restaurant and it costs you $100,000 to run it, and you're able to give yourself a salary of $50,000, whatever that is. You got $50,000. You're not able to really move on. But what you could do is they'll say, hey, that house that you want for $125, you can buy it year one, right? You can buy it year one. We're going to charge you. This house has a 2.75% interest rate on it. Right?
Great interest rate. It's
a great interest rate. But there were interest rates that was even better than this one, But, I locked in 7 years ago now. So this is 7 years I've been here. This is almost the same, scenario, right? So I locked in 7 years ago. It went up $200,000 in equity. Well, it's worth like $419 now. I owe like $208 or something like that. But so I have over $200,000 in equity versus if I had rented for the last 7 years and rents have gone up significantly, right? To live like this even in an apartment, apartments aren't 3,000 square feet. This mortgage is only $1,390, which might sound like a lot of money to some, but I know
now we in Atlanta.
I know people in apartments paying $2,400 a month, and they don't have this kind of space, right? 4 bedrooms, it's just a decent size, over 3,000 square feet, 2-car garage, in a nice neighborhood, right? So most people will end up in an apartment, 1,400 square feet, which is less than half the size of this, or 1,200 square feet or 1,000 square feet, and they'll be paying more money in rent than this. And in 7 years, I also went up $200,000. If I got ready to leave here, I can sell this and make $200,000. Or I can rent it out, make $2,500 a month, $1,000 more than what the mortgage is, and cash flow. But if I was in an apartment all this time, I would have lost all of that money. And then when I moved, I wouldn't have been able to take anything with me. I'm $200,000 richer easily than if I was renting this whole time.
Yep.
So
I still don't agree with you, but I feel like you're trying to bait that video into this video. Okay. Let's talk about it in the next video.
You know what? That is a whole new video.
Like what I will say though, just for the people that watched it to the end, but we'll go deeper. Like, so I will say that everybody lives in a box. Like your box is your mindset. So I know some people feel like, oh, there's no ceilings, but no, all of us have certain limitations that we won't cross. Like it could be your diet, your religion, your parenting style. Like in the South, it's certain people that, hey, if them kids act up, man, we gonna get hold to them. It's other people that's like, you better not touch them kids. You gonna like, so everybody has a box. And like the size of your box is up to you. So I'm like, to me, the box being the mindset, just make sure we following each other. Like, so I think that's just a mindset. Like, so you're saying I'm restricted by this. So instead of having delayed gratification for a little while, because you don't even have to wait the whole 6 or 7 years to get, like, even if it was 233 and next year it's going to be whatever, which, I mean, we said 125 for that example, but even if 125, 233, whatever it is, like, if we do a little bit of delayed gratification.
What's a delay? What do you mean?
Like wait.
How long we wait?
It depends on how small your box is. Like, if your box is a matchbox and I need you to be a lunchbox, like, however long it takes you to go from a matchbox to a lunchbox.
Okay, what's considered a lunch?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
we're going to have to cover this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the mindset, though. So it's like, you can, that same person, like, in the example that you gave, their box is, I only make $50,000 a year in my business. After lifestyle expenses, I only have X amount. So if I want this house, I got to get a mortgage. Mm-hmm. That's their belief system. That's their box. Mm-hmm. But if they had a mentor that they trusted, or whoever that they trusted that showed them, what if I show you how to go from $50,000 a year to $1.2 million in a year? Mm-hmm. Man, I know somebody that whatever the difference between $200,000 a year to $3 million a year, they did that in less than 12 months. So they was doing 200 grand a year. Million. Like,
you said how much? 200.
They were doing 200,000 a year.
2.8 million.
And now they at, but I'm talking about percentage wise, like from 200,000 to over 3 million in less than 12 months. But they wouldn't have did it without a mentor. Like, so their box to them, 200 grand was good money. Now this person had a wife, they had several kids. So 200 grand, what that look like for a man with 8 kids and a wife is different than a single bachelor with no kids, no responsibility. Like that person probably like they make $1 million. But for this person, they were doing good, but they still had more ambition. They got with a mentor and he turned their matchbox to a lunchbox. Like, and then certain people, like they boxes 3,000 square feet. Like, so I really think like that person, their only limitation is their imagination. They said, I can only make $50,000 a year, which is true as long as that's the box that you confine yourself to. But if you're open for me saying, okay, well, what if I showed you how we can tweak some things in your business? We don't got to scam nobody. We don't got to rob nobody. We ain't got to even lie. We got to do better business. And this is what I mean by better business. And what if from 50,000 this year, we went to 500,000 next year?
Yeah.
Can we 10x your business? Matter of fact, some of the people that got, you know, these people with these 6-figure, I was telling you off camera, it was people that got these 6-figure VIP days, and the offer is, what if I help you reach your 10x financial goal in 1 year? So it like, this might sound crazy, but I bring that up, not naming names because I ain't trying to be controversial, but I bring that up because literally right now there are people that have offers that they're not cheap, but they will help you reach your 10-year financial goals in 1 year, which sounds ridiculous to me. I heard 2 of the people that paid it without this person being around, they were just networking. I was just networking. The person that they paid was, we don't even know, nowhere in sight. And they was like, I spent 300 plus thousand, I made 5 million. I spent 300 something thousand to do a day with them. I made 2 point something million in less than 12 months. Yeah. So it's like, bruh, so I don't know if that would be considered first hand or second hand, but I've seen people who have increased the size of their box significantly. And of course, there's people that have way cheaper offers than that, but I'm just saying, like, off the top of my head, that's the first person I thought of. And there's people that'll mentor you for way cheaper, and it's a slower process, because if that same person said, I don't want to seek financial literacy through any type of mentorship or any kind of whatever, of course it'll be slow. What's that mean? What's the accounting equation? A equals L plus E? That's accounting talk. What does that mean?
Well, first I was like, is that assets equals liabilities plus, I don't know, or what that would be plus, I don't know what I'm not even sure what A plus.
Hey, you too smart for us. Pocket watching with JC.
I'm sure I had to learn it at some point, but I don't use it. A equals. Oh, for a balance sheet. Yeah. Okay.
I even showed you like a text message earlier where somebody texts me.
Yeah, I don't do fund control, let me see, financial statements, anything. I do audit, liability, and expense. That's what I thought. But I thought it was going to be like liability plus expense. I don't know. In my mind, it's going to be liabilities minus expenses, but liabilities plus expense. That's why I'm like.
And what's the A stand for?
Assets.
Okay.
I'm assuming. Let me see. Yeah, assets equals liabilities plus equity. Yeah. No, expense. I thought it was equity.
On your phone, it said equity.
Yeah. Well, it say expense right there. I thought it was equity.
Look, it get deep.
I thought it was liability plus equity.
The accounting world get deep.
Assets
if you want to go to college and become an accountant and still don't know all of the accounting and slang.
And yeah, well, it's a lot of different little terms, but this is more so for financial, like balance sheets and stuff, which I don't use balance sheets at all. But so it's basically your assets is equal to liabilities. I would think it would be plus equity, but it says expense. But I thought it was equity. But liabilities, because the liabilities things is going out. Like let's say you got a mortgage, right? So your mortgage is
bad idea.
So your mortgage is. You got a $200,000 mortgage, but it's your house is worth $400,000. So you'll subtract. You'll have to take away what you got going out minus your equity. Well, I guess expense. I don't know, but is equal to what that like $200,000 is. Well, actually, that is the equity, but that's what the asset would be.
Okay.
You subtract the two. Well, I guess it's add the two. I don't know. I don't use balance sheets, but
Dr. Benjamin Hardy has written a book
sign
called
balance sheets. I'm not a CPA.
Who Not How. I recommend you read that book, and then this is probably super important to know, but read the book Who Not How, and you can make a ton of money and not know equations too.
Yeah, you could be bad with money and still be an accountant. Like you could be. Yeah, so like we have very different professions. I do performance audits, so I'm auditing programs, right? So like I can come into JT's business, and JT could be having a problem with something, and I can say, okay, what's the problem, right? And you can say, well, I do 10 videos a day, and I should be getting this many views. I'm not getting as many views, but this is what I'm expecting to get. I'm not getting the views. I'm doing 10 videos a day. I'll come in and I'll look at the 5 criteria of an audit. Criteria, cause, condition, 5 elements of an audit. So criteria, cause, condition, recommendation, and effect. And so I'll say, okay, criteria is, well, the condition is you're not getting the views you want. Criteria is you want to get these many views. What's causing you to not get that many views? I might find out, well, your video, based off of how short, all of a sudden, because you say something changed. I was getting this many views from these 10 videos, and then I come in, we do an audit, and we find out that your videos went from 5 minutes per video to 1 minute per video, because you was like, oh, I'm just really tired. I was just trying to hurry up and do a video, but they just not getting many views. So we may find an issue with there was a change in the length of the video. So we may say, hey, we recommend you going back to this much time frame. I don't do really anything when it comes to numbers whatsoever. It's just like learning what the program is, what the criteria cause is, rules, regulations, guarding it, around it. We make policy recommendations, and you do that. So then there's also assurance services where if you're going to sell your business, like JT may want to sell JT Automations to Pocket Watching with JT one day, and you may say, hey, my business is doing this much money. I want to sell it for this much. He says, okay, I want to buy it, but I need to make sure your numbers are serious. So I'm going to send in some auditors, a third party, not neither one of us, in to oversee, look at your books, and that's assurance services. They're going to make sure that everything that you're saying is right, but then there's 3 3 levels of that. There's a general overview. You provide documents, they look at them. Then there's a deeper dive, and then there's a full-on audit where they spend a lot more time diving in. But it's so many different ways you can make money with accounting, and that's not including tax and things like that, and financial planning, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's way different. And it can be exciting. You can travel the world. You can, you can do your thing. You can have your own business. You know what I'm saying? You can make partner. You can do all that kind of stuff. But
I know why your channel not making enough money now. Like just hearing you say all that, I doubt that you've taught any of that.
No. Well, I mean, we talk about it, but yeah, I mean, we talk about it. I mean, it's a lot of accountants who started becoming accountants because of this channel.
Tell me and I'll forget. Teach me and I'll remember. Involve me and I'll learn.
Okay.
That's what you should do with your channel.
Yeah, like it's crazy because for whatever reason, I didn't know that people thought accounting was boring. Mm-hmm. But it's not, it depends on what you're doing. Anything can be boring though. You can do YouTube and it can be boring, depending on what you're doing. So it just all depends. But, for me, it was too exciting. Mm-hmm. I worked in accounting as an accounting technician at the VA. It was too exciting. Yeah. I was constantly dealing with fund control points and having the light bill at the VA. I was the one who had to pay it. Because it'll come in with an issue and they don't know, and so I have to put a code in and stuff like that, and I have to research the contract and everything, and so it's hurry up and pay this light bill before the veterans ain't got no, you got people in the hospital hooked up to this machine, you got to hurry up and pay this light bill. So it's it was constantly changing, and it was. And then we did an audit down at the Mexican border. Mm-hmm. So I'm at the Mexican border and they talk about how they want to kill people and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's why we down here? You know what I'm saying? Super hot. But yeah, so it's
tell me and I'll forget. Teach me and I'll remember. Involve me and I'll learn.
Involve you.
That's the blueprint you should adopt.
Okay, involve some people.
I didn't make it up.
Not really sure how to involve people in that. You know what? Maybe we come up with
the very first millionaire in the United States.
Maybe we come up with a mock performance audit. I come up with a mock performance audit and involve the game. Yeah. JT, you pocket watching with JT. You do any audit work
he said he was thought it was advice only.
More just smiley faces and stuff. You do affiliate site based on entertainment. Is entertainment considered evergreen? Is entertainment considered evergreen? I mean, you can make anything evergreen, right?
Yeah, I don't know if emoji is a niche though, so I would double check that. I'm not saying that it's not, but I don't think.
I think you can make anything evergreen though, right? Depending on how you set it up.
A lot of stuff can be evergreen, yes. But it's a lot of people that they build big channels about trendy stuff. And that's not really evergreen. If a new rap song come out or this person died or this person did that. So yeah. So not everything is evergreen, but a lot of stuff can be evergreen. But
let's say you were talking about something niche, right? But then you have what those things called? The cryptocurrency stuff, the NFTs, right? And you keep buying and reselling, and somebody consistently, whoever created the original, always gets paid. Basically the Tory Lanez album. Mm-hmm. It was an NFT, so every time it gets resold, he gets paid. From every time somebody sells their copy, he gets paid a little bit of a percent from it. Mm-hmm. Would that be?
If you can keep it in rotation, yeah. If you can keep it moving enough, yeah.
How often does it have to move? Like, is it like a
it depends on how often you want to get paid.
Well, I mean, like, say for something to be considered evergreen.
Yeah, like, well, not like, to me, evergreen is you did it once and then with minor updates, like, you get paid in perpetuity. So, like, to me, like, you could buy a house that's evergreen, but eventually you're going to put a roof on it, you're going to switch out the HVAC. So, yeah, like, real estate is evergreen.
Royalties.
Yeah, music, like, you can get music royalties, you can get book royalties. Yeah, but emojis as evergreen, I just never really thought about it. I don't think emojis are going to go away. I also, like, market research. Like, I would base everything off of the customer.
I mean,
and just reverse engineer back. So, what are people that are into emojis buying now? Like,
what if somebody were to get emojis from like what if you said, hey, pay $1 for emojis every month? Like, emojis, in order to use these set of emojis, you have to subscribe.
That's what Twitch does.
Yeah. And so what's good, Jeremiah Tatum?
Yo, shout out Jeremiah Tatum.
Hey, let's do that. Salute to you, brother. But we got to get off of here.
Yeah.
Because I got to go to sleep.
Next time I'm on here, if you guys are interested in talking about mortgages, we can. I'm down.
We got to do that video. Yeah, we got to do that video.
I'm with it.
Yeah, when y'all want us to do that? Tomorrow?
I'm cool with it.
We'll do that one tomorrow.
All right.
We'll set a alert or
What
something.
side are you on in the comment section? Are you pro college? Are you pro entrepreneurship? Either way, knowledge is important, education is important, learning is important, but college versus entrepreneurship.
See, I wasn't going against entrepreneurship.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
I'm going against college, though, for the average person.
I'm saying I think that even with that, you might want to go to college, depending on what you're doing as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. But you can start an accounting practice, and that's still an entrepreneur. You still can have your own accounting practice, but you needed to go to school for accounting. You can have your own law firm. The lady I was just interviewing has a law firm. I got some videos dropping with some lawyers. Mm-hmm. The lady has her own law firm, and so she's an entrepreneur. But
that goes into the bucket of she got to do that to legally do that. So I'm for that.
Yeah, but
if she said I just wanted to make money, then I'm like, nah, we're not doing it.
I don't know. You got a degree.
Yeah, that's how I know it's a waste of time.
Everybody in the chat.
Hov did that, so hopefully you ain't had to go through that.
If y'all think that JT is successful because he has his bachelor's degrees and his master's degree, how
would they know?
Put a dollar sign. If y'all think that he got to this level of success and that college had zero to do with it, drop a 0.
Like, they would have to know my journey. Like,
hello.
So you would have to go to my YouTube channel and watch the, like,
You gotta know.
You gave him a homework assignment, cause you can't, cause of course they can say arbitrarily, I think this, but they don't like.
What was your GPA?
I don't know. I didn't even do it. Like, I don't know. You want to tell the truth?
Sure.
I paid somebody to do it.
Oh,
like it was checking a box.
Oh, like Mackay. Well, Mickey. I don't know if it's Mickey or Mackay. I don't know which one. Come on, man, you put the 0.
Yeah.
I'm dropping the dollar sign on you, bro.
Like,
college had a lot to do with your success. And that's period.
I mean, maybe for you, like,
that's
but
period, brother. That's you.
I don't have no reason to lie. Like, I'm not paid by college. No. I'm not paid by the other side. But
college helped to give him extra confidence.
How you gonna tell me what gave me? Casino the kind of person that's like, he like the worst therapist ever. You go there like, I'm having some problems in my personal life, and he like, you need to stop going to the strip club. Like, bro, I don't go to the strip club, bro. You go to the strip club. I can look at you. You got waves in the top of your head.
Y'all
Y'all go to strip club. Yeah, like I'm telling you, like, nah, I'm sure that's not it.
Hey, everybody drop a $sign.
Like, to me,
y'all think that college helped JT get to the level of success that he has had because I dropped a $sign.
I know. Look, now you trying to persuade him.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what we do. We influence.
Oh, we didn't even want him to tell the truth.
No,
like,
that's the truth.
So
we both made our case.
Whatever the minimum was for an associate's degree, I had that.
Okay.
Maybe a 2 point. What you need to get an associate? A 2.0. Yeah. In bachelor's, I had whatever was the minimum for that. So what was that, a 3.0 or what you got to have?
2.0.
Yeah. So I had, cause I got the degree, but I'm like, man, but I
Ooh, he's $.
But I
yes, sir.
After you begged them to put it in the chat. Like, bro, that's not surprising.
Why he acting like that college degree ain't do nothing for him? College works if you work. It's simple. If you are a bad student, then college won't do you any good. However, if you are academically inclined, college will serve you well. I mean, I didn't. I just went and got a degree. I just finished a degree.
It was a check in the box. Like, I was
one of the worst students in the world.
Yeah, I didn't even do the work.
I was one of the worst students in the world, for real.
There are people now that will.
Pull something up.
Yeah, there are people now that would that'll do your degree for you.
Hold on, let me show y'all who's sitting over here with me right now. Right, I know y'all probably know who. Come on, man, Lennis W. Come on, man.
Like, you know,
I've been subscribed to JT for maybe 5 years now. I'm a little familiar with his journey.
Yeah, like
so Lennis, did you not know that this guy has 3 degrees? I got 2. He got more degrees than me. Okay, that means he has more confidence to go out into the world and grind it out.
Who told you that?
Your degrees told me. His degrees.
So what about the people that have degrees that are introverts? Like those, like
at least they have degrees so they can get jobs where they can work from home.
But you just said the degrees give you more confidence though. So
because they still have more confidence.
So there should be no people with high levels of education
they
that's
just
introverts.
have more confidence than they would have had if they didn't have the degree. Like, you see how that worked?
I don't
they
even
would have had less confidence if they didn't have the degree.
I don't even know how college gives you confidence.
You know how college gives you confidence?
Where you can go to school and not leave your house now. Like you can go
I'm
like
saying
online and never
to pursue advancement. Like people will sulk and sit at home and not go apply for a job because they don't have anything to go apply for a job with. That's how they feel. Not knowing that some of the jobs that they could apply for, they don't actually need a degree for, but they feel so low in their station because of their level of education that they don't even try to do anything outside of the bare minimum stuff.
That's a mental health issue.
That's
that's not a college.
Confidence is mental health.
But that's not a college thing. That's a mental health problem. That's not a college problem.
But college helps to increase confidence. That's what I'm saying. Like, I never applied. Anybody on here?
I applied to be I forgot what it's called, but it was like.
Are you about to help me with my statement?
A high level doctor.
He's helping me with my statement.
Listen.
He don't even get it.
Listen, I'm in undergrad applying to be a high-level doctor that I know I don't meet the requirements for.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Let me tell you why I did it.
Do y'all get that?
Let me tell you why I do it. This is why people do it. Because you're trying to draw a line that's not there. When you get out of the military, what a lot of military people do is either they go to college or they go get a job. Especially if you didn't do your 20 years and can retire now. If you can retire, some of them might chill. But it's common for a lot of people to separate from service and go to college. In that window of time, they jump on unemployment. Many of them do. A prerequisite of unemployment in a lot of different areas is you have to show a track record that you're seeking gainful employment.
Right.
So they tell you when you exit the military, not college, apply for jobs that you are not qualified for, so that way you can have the track record of applying for jobs so that way you can still get your unemployment. And because I didn't know any better, and that's what my superiors told me, I did it. But I did it because of the military, nothing to do with college.
Yeah, confidence.
From the military?
Military provides confidence, a lot of confidence.
Yeah, but are we talking about military or are we talking about college?
So did you go to school in the military?
Yes.
There you go.
Like, but why did you go to school in the military though? For extra
because
money.
They make you.
you get more leisure time and you get more money.
Yeah.
So it's not a.
Well, I mean, I went when I got out of. Well, see, Air Force is different. So in the Air Force, we have a community college. So when we go to tech school, we get college credits. I got out of tech school with 117 college credits. I was 5 credits shy. No, I was 7 credits shy of an associate's degree coming out of tech school. So it was like I was going to school because we were taking tests. We was in class all day. I was in like a college. I was in military college, but I was in a school every day, all day for months. So it was. So even when I'm looking at the military, yes, they provide us confidence and all of this stuff, but they were still educating us and they were still training us. And for the Air Force, we're still in college. Everybody who's in the Air Force went to the community college of the Air Force, like you.
And I know a lot of branches
in the community college of the Air Force, and now they got it blended. Now they got the Navy is in there with us, the Army might be in there with us, or whatever. So they're also now able to get those college credits because you could have went into the Army and you could have got out with 6 PE credits versus you could have got out of the Air Force out of tech school and had an associate's degree done.
Oh yeah, that's dope. And it's accredited.
Yeah, it's accredited through SACS. It's Southern accreditation. It's right there in Montgomery.
Oh yeah,
I think it's Montgomery. But
so
my degree is right over there.
Could college give you confidence? Yes.
Yeah.
Did college give me confidence? No. I didn't. I didn't even go to college. I went to college for girls, like most young men.
Yeah, confidence. Girls need confidence too.
Casino trying to stretch it, but if you would like this, it don't really.
I'm finna stop.
Nah, what they saying in the chat?
Hold on. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Okay,
That's the
Jeremiah said, "Damn, I just went to the city college."
Ain't like I'm saying
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool, brother.
For anybody that got in here late, I'm not saying that if you like what you like, if you like a certain subject and you have to go to get I don't care if it's college or whatever, if there's a prerequisite for you to legally do that thing and that's what you want to do, then do it. Or if you say I'm really passionate about this thing and I need to have this prerequisite to do it, then do it. I'm saying just in context, if your goal is just to make more money, not I gotta have it for this or I want it for that. If you're like somebody that says I just want to make enough money to be middle class, if I want to make 6 figures, 7 figures, if that's your goal, college is a waste of time. But outside of that, if you guys want to go to college, go to college.
That's cap, by the way. All right, so where's these people at that will do the degree for you at?
Yeah.
Where you get those emoji eyes from? My eyes don't look like that. Where'd you find those?
There are people that have
crazy
services and I'm I don't know what the statute of limitation is. So I heard that there is somebody that has services. It's a tutoring company, and as long as you're okay with going to school online, and whatever programs you find offer it 100% online, like you don't got to go in for proctor tests or nothing like that. And there are certain schools that are like that. You can go from associates all the way to PhD, never take a proctored exam, do all of your work online and submit it. There are services out there that you can pay them, and they take it out your student loan money. Ooh. So you'll get a student loan like an average student, and they'll pay
I ain't know nothing about this.
And you'll have a degree in something that you've never went to class with.
I ain't know nothing about this. I heard about those degrees.
I heard about it too.
I heard about those degree mills where you just buy the degree.
Yeah, they'll do that too.
And they'll give you a transcript to a fictitious school.
People will buy your degree. Like just like because they need like a master, like you in movie, like in music, like they need a legitimate one to copy.
Wow.
So they will like you can scan yours, they'll buy it. Don't do this, but we just talking. Like we family, they'll scan yours.
Don't do this.
And they will remove your name and put whatever name of the person. And it was cheap. Like I heard they was cheap, like $40.
Oh man,
for your same degree. I heard.
Yeah, you went a long time ago.
Like they way more now.
Yeah,
I heard.
Yeah, that's
and you can get a PhD. This is the thing. Well, you're in the federal side, and maybe as an accountant it's different.
Should we buy a PhD?
For what? Like
just to have it.
When I worked in corporate America, they asked you, did you have a degree? But there was no verification. Maybe on your job they actually verified it. Like you had to bring it.
Well, you submit your transcript. I don't know if they actually call them and stuff like that. So education past the GS-12 level, or no, past the GS-11 level is not necessary. To the government, because I was past the GS-11. To the government, I have the equivalent of because to get a GS-11 position straight off the street, you have to have a PhD. So either you have to have a PhD or you have to have 1 year as a GS-9. So once you have 1 year as a GS-9, then or a PhD, then there's no more education requirement past GS-11. Like for GS-12, 13, 14, 15, there's zero education requirement because you have to have performed at the level below.
To get that job.
To get into that position. But education can take you up to GS-11, but that's a PhD. So to the government, I have a PhD.
Oh, yeah.
But
and there's nothing wrong with having a PhD.
Yeah, it's nothing.
By whatever means you acquire.
It is something wrong with having a PhD. That's a player hating degree. Nobody needs a PhD. It's a pointless degree.
I mean,
unless you're gonna teach.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought you to be a college professor.
I would recommend somebody get a JD versus a PhD.
Oh.
Because that's what we were talking about earlier. Is that with a JD you can do everything. It's a Juris Doctor. It's a law degree, but it's only maybe $5,000 more expensive than the PhD in education, but you're limited with that degree. So, okay, hold up, wait a minute. Let me see where we at. A degree kind of helped Jeff Bezos. Do y'all agree? I agree.
If he said it, did.
Anybody who got a degree, I agree.
Yeah. If he say it, I don't know him. Like
Jeff Bezos.
Well, I mean, we know of him, but I'm like, if there's an article that said it did, then it did.
When's the last time we had a president that didn't have a degree?
I don't even get into politics, like. So I mean, like when you're an entrepreneur,
I'm just thinking. I won't even. That's not even really directed towards go to school. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. What president didn't have a degree? Was it like Carter or somebody before him? I don't know. Because believe it or not, Bill Clinton, you know what degree he got?
What?
Bill Clinton.
What degree does he have? I mean,
Bill Clinton was a lawyer.
Oh, that's dope.
I never knew that. Bill Clinton was a lawyer. Obama was a lawyer. Michelle Obama was a lawyer. Who else? I'm sorry, you got to say president whenever you say their name. So President Clinton.
The Honorable.
Yeah, President Clinton was a lawyer. I'm assuming that Hillary Clinton was a lawyer as well. But yeah, so, okay, this has been a great debate tonight. Good info and entertaining. That's what's up, Lennis. Seba Brown says, I'm impressed that y'all up debating at 2 a.m. or 2 in the morning. Yeah, we about to get off of here right now. Anyway, you want to tell them where they can find you? And we're going to be back on here tomorrow. I'm going to set it up, Yeah.
I'm JT Hustles on Instagram, JTHUSTLEZ. If you're somebody that wants to know practical ways to make real money without a degree, you can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram at JTHUSTLEZ or JT Automations on YouTube. If you want advice on like higher education, that's cool. I just don't. I can't help you in that area.
Well, I'm just saying.
But if you're trying to like,
if you're trying to make money, I'm saying, but they can also have a degree and still learn from you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they could still learn.
You made it sound like, hey, if you got a degree, don't even come over here.
I'm just saying, like if you're trying to figure out what to do with the degree, like I'm not.
He gonna teach you how to make all kind of money.
Yeah.
Just stupid amounts of money like what he got. You know what I'm saying? Where you can buy houses cash. I need to talk to him a little bit.
I mean, but Dave Ramsey been preaching that for how long though?
What that?
Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey's been preaching that for how long?
Come on.
Like this is not new. This is not like controversial. Well, it might be controversial, but this
Dave
is
Ramsey
not
advice don't make no sense. Dave Ramsey advice don't make sense. Listen, Dave Ramsey said buying a house is dumb because you got to put this money down. You could be investing this money some other kind of way. No, I bought this house, no money down. I got a VA loan. I ain't paid no money. You can't use a blanket statement for everybody. You have to make it make sense for every
Oh yeah.
You can't just make a statement.
Yeah, there is no everybody thing. Yeah.
If I moved into an apartment, it would have cost me more money to move into an apartment than to move in here. Because I put no money down, no money out of pocket, and I didn't have to pay mortgage for 45 days, right? If I moved into an apartment, I got to pay first and last month rent up front. And average rent at the time was $1,380 for a 1-bedroom. For a 4-bedroom, which they don't even have, but for a 3-bedroom, it was going to be like $1,500, $1,600. I mean, I would have had to come out of pocket $3,000 to $3,200, out of pocket to move into an apartment. I bought a house that also went up in equity, but Dave Ramsey would have said this is a dumb investment and don't use the VA loan.
Nah, Dave Ramsey would have said put 100% down.
Well, he said, or he told me to go rent that until I'm able to pay this off cash, and it makes no sense. I would have never been able to pay for this cash. It'll take 30 years.
Nah, I mean, that's your box, though.
I'm talking about the box that I was in.
That's your box.
The box that I was in. Yeah, absolutely. And I would have lost out all this equity, this good equity. All right, hold on. Let me read this last couple ones. Michael Anthony says Jeff Bezos had an IT degree, and at an IT job, he discovered the future need of online services.
Oh, that's dope.
Okay, that's fire. Appreciate that, Michael Anthony.
So is Jeff Bezos the standard for this conversation? Like, because that's...
You know what? He should be, because he's like the richest. He owns Amazon.
Like, I mean...
he owns Amazon. What do we? It's him and Elon Musk out there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, if that's the standard, there's a whole lot of other controversial things that, like, okay, if we saying you need to be like Jeff Bezos.
Well, I mean,
like, now it's a totally different conversation than averages.
Why are you saying that?
Because earlier you was like averages, and we went down the rabbit hole of like average people don't even watch this, and now it's like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is nothing average about Jeff Bezos.
It's nothing average about Jeff Bezos, but at the same time, if you looked at the top 10, like if you looked at the world's richest billionaires, they mostly all have degrees. And at a period of time, if you looked at the richest black people in the world, the top 10 richest black people in the world, I think all of them, but maybe one didn't have, or maybe all of them did. But now you got Jay-Z them who don't have degrees, and you got some of these guys creeping up on the list. But at the time, if you talk about Dangote, the richest black man on the planet, you talk about Oprah, you talk about any of these princes who are in Africa or whatever, who billionaires, the richest black people, they all got degrees. So, it's a reason they value in education as well. And education was always the equalizer of men. Was always known as the equalizer of men.
I'm cool with education.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's the college system, the university system that I feel like is broken.
It is broken because, we're broken. We don't understand it. We don't understand it. Because the employer is the ones who decide what's really valuable if you're going to get a job. Yep. But then there's professions that still require you go get a degree. Yep. So, okay, hold on. Let me see. Max A says, how would you monetize bookkeeping skills as an affiliate marketing?
I'll go find a bookkeeping company and ask them, hey, look, can I sell your services for a commission? Like, yeah, if you want to.
That's actually really easy because you could really just sell
QuickBooks?
QuickBooks, yeah. You could really just do.
Yeah, so you can sign up as a QuickBooks affiliate or whatever other.
You probably can just go on Amazon and find QuickBooks on Amazon, like a book or something or a program or something like that, and just use your code, and then just post that QuickBooks, and say, hey, y'all should get QuickBooks. I got the link in the description.
Yeah. Who you sell is more important than what you sell. That's a whole nother bag.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I think that's what makes it hard for a lot of people too. A lot of y'all thinking about selling $10 t-shirts and like how I'm gonna make six figures selling $10 t-shirts. I'm like, my boxes, I'm thinking about like $2,000 on up offers. Okay. Like anything below that is just like money that grows the business. That ain't even your money. That's marketing, reinvesting money. Like, but some people, all they box go straight to like it's just low ticket.
I messed up. And I didn't realize the power we have on YouTube and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I recommended all of these Dodge Ram trucks. Mm-hmm. And I know they sold hundreds of them because of my videos. People were sending me pictures. They got 6 of them outside. Hey, how about these 6 trucks? Cause I was like, oh my God.
And how much was they for one truck?
About
one truck and trailer.
65, 70,000.
For the truck and trailer?
The truck and the trailer? No, the truck alone, maybe like 65, 70,000, because it was the Cummins motor with the icing transmission. Like they were buying a specific one.
And how much was the trailer?
I feel like the trailer was maybe like between, I can't remember exactly, I think it was between 12 and like 15,000, something like that.
So 80 grand a pop times 6. Yeah, like if you was an affiliate marketer of that, even if they only gave you like 5%, that's what, 4 grand?
Yeah.
4 grand per setup times 6, 24,000 off a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or however you market it, I'm just saying.
It's 100 trucks, like it was 100
trucks, times 100 of them, yeah.
It was 200 trucks, 100 trucks, 50 trucks, 20. I was like, oh my God. This dude said, I just bought a whole fleet of trucks that you just told me you recommend. I said, I got nothing from that.
Yeah.
I was just glad people was getting some money, but, it was like, dang, that's crazy. Jeremiah says, wish I could have caught this earlier, but this is good. Definitely want to have a convo with you brothers someday on your pod. Y'all have a good night. We can make tomorrow where people can call in too.
Oh yeah. If you got a way to do that,
I do. I got that. All right. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino is the Name. He already told you how to find him. You can find me on Instagram @ King Casino and the number 1. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we out.
Peace.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. It's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.